Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie, Dobie. Dobie.
My name's Dobie Gillis. This is where I come to think when I'm in trouble, like now. What trouble? Same trouble. Always the same trouble. Girls. Now, I'm not a Casanova, mind you. A Casanova wants a harem. All I want is a wife or a sweetheart or a pal or even someone who treats me rotten. Just as long as she's a girl. But how do you get girls if you don't have money? You don't, and I won't. Because on that great golden highway between me and money, there lies a roadblock. An immovable roadblock.
I gotta kill that boy.
Now, Herbert, the boy has to eat.
Does he have to eat chocolate creams at 90 cents a pound? Can't he eat ginger snaps?
Don't pay any attention to your father, dear. He really loves you very much.
How can you tell?
Boy, don't give me any trouble. All I ever wanted was a fox terrier.
Now, Herbert.
Oh, it's all right, Mom. I understand. Hard work, that's what's done it. That'll shake up anybody.
Clifford, I gotta kill that boy. Please?
Ah, Dad. Always clowning. Dad, I guess you won't give me any money, will you?
That is a very shrewd guess.
So where am I going to get it?
Well, you could roll a drunk.
Dad?
Time for school, Dobie.
Well, goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, Dad. No wonder they call us the Beat Generation.
Have a nice day, dear. And speaking of money, have you thought it over?
Thought what over?
You know perfectly well what I need a new dress.
Yes, I have thought it over. Long and carefully.
Yeah.
And there's no one deserves a new dress more than you do.
Thank you.
You've been a good wife. Loyal, true, uncomplaining.
Thank
In
you.
fact, you've been more than a good wife. You have been a good friend. And when
Thank
I
you.
think of our years together, those wonderful years.
No money.
No money. All right. Well, where do you think you're going?
To roll a drunk.
Hi, Maynard.
Hi, Big Daddy.
How's the beard coming?
Oh, look. Pretty good for only 8 months, huh?
Great. Hey, Maynard, you got any money?
Oh, I'm like Tap Man.
Yeah, well, thanks anyhow.
Hey, maybe you could, sell something.
I sold everything I owned. Hey, you got anything left to sell?
No. These clothes, maybe.
Thanks anyway, but I don't think so.
Hey, Maynard, do you see what I see over there?
Yeah.
Ain't it beautiful?
The blackboard?
That girl, that smashing girl. Who is she?
Beats me, man.
See you later.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, class.
Today we will continue our discussion of heredity versus environment. Now, what is the most important factor in the development of personality? The traits handed down by our parents or the surroundings in which we grow up? Heredity or environment?
My name's Dobie Gillis. You're gorgeous.
My name's Poppy Herring. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for your lips, your eyes, your face, your form.
Oh, it's nothing.
Will you go steady with me?
That depends.
On what?
Well, it's a little complicated. It takes quite a while to explain.
Mr. Gillis. Mr. Gillis, am I disturbing you?
No, perfectly all right. Go ahead, sir.
Now, with Mr. Gillis' kind permission, I will continue. Heredity, I say, is just as important as environment. The traits of your parents, both physical and mental, are transmitted through the genes. Genes, genes. These are tiny components within the body, and they pass from generation to generation. For instance, short parents produce short children. Kind parents produce kind children. Cruel parents produce cruel children. Sometimes it will skip a generation, but it's in the genes, and sooner or later, it's mathematically certain to reappear. Let us take, for example, the case.
Where were we?
You were asking me to go steady.
Oh, will you?
That depends.
On what?
Well, it's a little complicated. It takes quite a while to explain.
Well, let's have dinner tonight. You can tell me all about it.
That sounds marvelous.
Yeah. Say, do you like chicken and ham and turkey and artichoke hearts and lobster and things like that?
Oh, yes, but isn't that dreadfully expensive?
Don't worry about a thing.
Some more lobster?
No, thank you.
Vienna sausage?
No, thank you.
I know. How about some olives?
Well,
Nice, lovely, ripe olives. 65 cents a jar. Wonderful.
gee.
Try some.
Good.
Would you like something else?
No, thank you.
All right, then. Tell me now. What is it you wanted to ask me?
A very important question.
Yes, my darling. Yes, my precious dove.
How do you feel about children?
Oh, I can take them or leave them.
In that case, you're not for me. Thank you very much for dinner.
Oh, wait. I'm mad about children. In fact, every morning I rush to my doorstep, hoping somebody's left a foundling during the night.
Good. You are just the kind of man I've been looking for.
Your search is ended, madam.
You're cute.
You are the sun and the moon.
After we're married, how many children would you like to have?
14.
I really didn't plan on that many. I was thinking of 3.
Oh, heck.
But they will be wonderful children. I've got it all figured out.
Tell me about it, my love, my own. You're my tiger.
The first will be a boy. His name will be Howard, and he'll have lots and lots of freckles.
Freckles.
Don't you like freckles?
Do you?
I think they're just darling.
You know what I think they are?
What?
Just darling.
Me too.
Yeah. Tell me more about little Hobart.
Hobart?
I mean, Howard.
He'll be a sturdy little chap, our Howard, with big, broad shoulders and a deep chest and fine, strong legs.
This kid'll eat me out of house and home.
Next will come a girl, Celeste. Celeste, my little doll. Celeste, my sweet, pale baby.
Pale?
Yes, Celeste will be pale. Oh, so pale. She won't romp and play like other children. She'll just sit quietly and look out the window and smile long, sad, secret smiles.
That's all she does? Swell.
And next will come Nanette. Sturdy little Nanette. Sturdy, roly-poly Nanette.
Another big eater.
Oh, Dobie, parenthood is just about the most important thing in the world. I mean, it's what it's all about, isn't it? Bringing life into the world, loving, caring, sharing your wisdom, watching the new generation grow straight and tall.
That's beautiful.
It's really all that matters, Dobie.
How about some cheese?
Oh, I couldn't. It was such a good dinner.
Well, we'll have dinner here often.
And maybe lunch, too.
No. I don't think so. My father wouldn't like it.
Why not?
Well, it's kind of a hard thing to say about your own father, but, well, he's a pathological miser. I mean, I love him and all that, but let's face it, he's a pathological miser.
He is.
Yeah, he gives me hardly enough money to sustain life.
How awful.
So I wonder I'm still here to tell you about it.
You poor, wretched boy.
But it's all right now. I've got you.
Oh, no, you haven't.
Haven't what?
Haven't got me. Don't you remember what Mr. Pomfret said this morning?
Mr. Pomfret, the teacher?
About genes and heredity and all that stuff?
No.
Don't you remember? The traits of your parents show up in your own personality. Like short parents produce short children, and kind parents produce kind children, and cruel parents produce cruel children.
But look at me. I'm not cruel. In fact, I'm one of the really sweet guys on the North American continent.
Maybe so, but the professor covered that. He said sometimes it skips a generation, but it's bound to show up sooner or later. It's in the genes.
Oh, I don't know.
No, Dobie. You know how I feel about parenthood. Do you think I want your father's mean old genes showing up in my children?
Poppy, I think there's a definite...
Goodbye, Dobie.
Where are you going?
To find another man.
Well, you can't do that. I love you.
And I love you, Dobie. But we've got to think of the children. Surely you understand that? A man who loves children the way you do.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, Dobie.
Poppy? I have found there are a few problems which will not yield to the hot white light of sustained thinking. Now, I've got a problem with Poppy. A big, fat problem. She won't see me. She won't talk to me. She won't open my notes. But do I give up? No, sir. I put my brain to work on it. I've got a plan.
Daddy.
Did you give Poppy the message?
Yeah, man.
You told her it was an emergency?
Oh, like life and death, man.
Well?
She's gonna be here like in 2 minutes.
Good lad. Maynard, you ought to get yourself a girl.
Oh, not me, Big Daddy. I've tried girls, and it's like nowhere. They spend my money, they won't kiss me goodnight, and they giggle about me in the powder room. You try girls if you wanna. Me, I'm sticking to jazz.
What's the big emergency?
The emergency is I can't live without you.
Now, Dobie, I told
Poppy,
you...
I have a confession to make. I was lying to you about my father. He's not cruel at all.
Then why'd you say he was?
Just trying to win your sympathy is all.
I don't believe you.
Oh, honest, Poppy, he's a great guy. A prince. One of the sweetest, gentlest, most generous men I ever met in my life. And I want you to meet him, too. See for yourself what a perfectly marvelous man he really is. Why don't I pick you up this afternoon and take you over to the store to meet him?
Pick me up and what? You haven't got a car.
Well, you'll see.
All right, Dobie. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Where are you going?
I have something important to do.
Well, what's more important than sitting with me?
Babysitting. Surely you understand that, a man who loves babies the way you do.
Oh, yeah. Hey, goodbye, little mother. Well, I've got an easy afternoon. All I have to do is turn my father into a sweet, kind, gentle, considerate man.
No! No, I can't wait until tomorrow. You get out here and fix this cash register today. What kind of service do you people give anyway? So the cash register's 25 years old. Why shouldn't it work? I'm 45 years old and I'm still working. Today, do you hear?
My, you're in a jolly mood today.
As a matter of fact, I am.
Well,
How would you like a new hat to go with that new dress?
of course.
You've got it, baby.
My, I wish I had a witness.
No, honest. The hat's yours. Scout's honor.
Why, thank you, dear. I guess I shouldn't ask, but what happened?
Well, I was checking the stock this morning, and you know all those gourmet items we thought we were stuck with? The fancy stuff, the canned lobster, ripe olives, imported sardines, artichoke hearts. Well, they've been moving.
They have?
They have. At least they're gone, so somebody must have bought them.
I suppose so.
You know, there's a lot of profit in those items, and I figured why shouldn't my Winnie get in on it, too?
You're sweet, Herbert.
Oh, you're sugar, brown, powdered, and granulated.
You're a good man, Herbert.
And you're a good woman, Winnie.
And we have a good son.
That's open to debate.
Now, Herbert.
All right. He's a good kid, but...
But nothing. Someday you're going to be very proud of him.
The day I'll be proud of him is the day he walks in that door and without anybody asking him, puts on an apron and goes to work. What are you made up for?
I'm reporting for work, Dad.
I thought I heard her say you wanted to go to work.
You did, dear. I told you he was a good boy.
You also told me the Dodgers would never leave Brooklyn.
Well, what would you like me to do first, Dad?
Well, first, I'd like you to tell me what's on that twisted little mind of yours.
Nothing. I just thought I'd like to help out, that's all.
Why are you so suspicious, dear?
Why? For 17 years, the only time he sets foot in the store is to rob the cash register. Now he comes in and says he wants to go to work. It figures.
I'll be honest with you, Dad.
Oh, now there's a switch.
I do want something.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
A kind word.
How's that again?
Dad, if I worked hard all morning, and if I went out this afternoon and delivered all your orders, when I came back, what would you be like?
I'd be like in a coma.
No, seriously, Dad, if I brought somebody back to see you, a girl, say, wouldn't you be sweet and kind and gentle to me?
You do a full day's work, and I'll be so sweet and kind and gentle, there won't be a dry eye in the house.
Done and done. Now, for a starter, how about if I sweep up the place?
Well, smarty pants. How do you account for that?
It's very simple. He's under the spell of an evil witch.
First time I've ever ridden in a truck. It's fun.
Listen, you stick with me, kid, and before long I have you riding in diesels, tractors, moving vans.
Oh, Dobie, you're so funny.
And you're so beautiful and wonderful and exciting and round and white and pink and lovable.
Thank you, Dobie. But you mustn't talk like that. Not till after I meet your father, anyhow. Remember, we're a separated couple.
Oh, not for long. No, wait till you meet Dad. What a darling, sweet, tender, loving man.
Was he?
Hey, how would you like an apple?
Doesn't it belong to the people who order those groceries?
Ah, they'll never notice it. Here, be my guest.
Thank you. Good.
Yeah?
Why, hello, Mr. Phillips.
Good afternoon.
We don't get to see you around here very often.
No, I just happened to have the day off. I was at home when the groceries arrived.
Everything's all right, isn't it?
Do you happen to know how many apples my wife ordered?
6 pounds. I filled the order myself.
And grapes?
2 pounds.
Mm-hmm. 6 pounds of apples. And 2 pounds of grapes.
Why, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Phillips. I can't understand how it happened.
We'll make it good right away.
Yes.
No, thank you.
No?
Mr. Gillis, do you know where I work?
I believe it's the City Hall, isn't it?
Department of Weights and Measures. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and a summons. Room 306 at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Be there.
I think it's just wonderful the way you deliver all these orders, Dobie.
Oh, it's nothing, really.
How do you remember where each one goes?
I got my own system. Pretty ingenious, I must say. I make up little poems for each order.
Little poems, how divine.
Yeah, like a box of berry for Mrs. McCrary, or a bottle of bluing for Mrs. Ewing, or a case of beer for Mrs. Lear.
Oh, Dobie, you're so clever.
True. And I've got a sweet, gentle father.
We'll see.
You'll see.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Laird.
How do you do? How did your luncheon go? Very animated, very lively.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, you think it was nice, do you?
Wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, I'm sure it was, Mrs. Lear. Everybody knows about your Wednesday luncheon meetings. Why, they're legendary. Thank you.
And who comes to my Wednesday luncheons, Mrs. Gillis?
Your club, the Militant Women's League Against Alcohol.
Correct. The Militant Women's League Against Alcohol, of which I was the president until this afternoon. And do you want to know why I am no longer president?
No, I don't think so.
What happened? Your son, what's his name? Dobie?
Well, that's close enough.
Your son, Dobie, came into my house carrying a case of beer. A case of beer?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And this is why I am no longer president. My attorney tells me I have a clear case of defamation of character.
And you, I take it, are her attorney.
Room 409, City Hall, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
But, mister, I can't make it at 9 o'clock.
Be there.
Well, that's the last of them.
You mean we're all through?
Yep.
Oh, heck, this is fun.
Want to ride around some more?
Could we?
Sure thing. Say, how'd you like to take the wheel?
Oh, I can't drive.
You can't drive. Here, take the wheel. I'll teach you.
No, but look at all those cars. I'll hit someone.
Yeah. Say, tell you what, we'll go way out to the end of Elm Street. It's real country out there. Nobody around for miles.
Gee, I don't know, Dobie.
Gosh, just put yourself in my capable hands.
Oh, Dobie.
Good afternoon. My name is Toynbee.
Yes?
I am a bird watcher.
Well, there are no birds in here.
True, but you know where there's heaps of them?
Look, mister, I got lots of trouble today.
At the end of Elm Street, there's heaps of birds.
Swell.
Know what I saw out there a little while ago?
A double-breasted seersucker?
At this time of the year?
What did you see, Mr. Toynbee?
A truck. Your truck. Gillis Grocery, it said.
Yes?
It was going rather fast.
Yes?
About 70, I'd say. Perhaps 80.
Oh, dear.
The wrong side of the street.
Dear, oh, dear.
With a little girl at the wheel.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Oh, the birds were frightened. The Audubon Society takes a dim view of frightening birds. Indeed, it is against the law.
All right, let's have it.
Room 127, City Hall. Tomorrow morning.
At 9 o'clock.
Why, yes.
It figures.
Thank you, Dobie. This was one of the nicest afternoons of my whole life.
And it's not over yet, because in a minute you're going to meet my father. You'll change your mind about those jeans. What a fine man. What a fine gentleman. So considerate, so tender, so loving, so human, so gracious, so mild. Mother, darling, this is Poppy Herring. Where's dear Dad? Oh, hello, dear Dad.
You.
Dear Dad.
You. No good. Imbecile. Why has I had to kill this boy, Winnie. I just consider a man. Stand still. I want to talk to you.
Don't worry, dear. He's never caught him yet.
Poppy's really a great man.
Dobie, shame on you. I wouldn't have your dirty old jeans for anything.
Dirty old jeans. I just put these on this morning.
Herbert, give me that.
All right. I'll kill him tomorrow. But I'll kill him. I gotta kill that boy. Dobie? What are you thinking about?
As a matter of fact, Maynard, I'm thinking about you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm thinking what a good friend you are. What a great comfort to me.
Oh, it's like nothing, Dobie.
Oh, you're wrong. It's the most important thing I've got. Maybe I don't do so good with girls, but by George, I've got a friend. A real friend.
Sure, Dobie. And I'll be your buddy like forever. And if there's ever anything you need, just call me. Because that's what friendship is, good buddy. I mean, take David and Jonathan, and Damon and Pythias and all them cats. Oh, they really like...
gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter if he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
The other day in school, I learned about this ancient Greek named Diogenes, who used to go around with a lantern looking for an honest man. Well, that's what I do. Only I don't look for a man, I look for a girl. And she doesn't have to be honest. She can be crooked as a dog leg, just so she's beautiful and soft and pink and round and mine. Boy, do I look. I look with lanterns, with flashlights, with matches, with telescopes, with radar. But do I find a girl? No. No, the only girl I can get is a girl nobody else wants, especially me.
Dobie, you're fighting me.
I sure am, Zelda, and I will continue to fight as long as there's breath in my body.
Why?
Zelda, no offense, but I hate you.
It'll pass. Dobie, don't be a fool. Grapple me to your bosom. You'll never get another girl.
Why not?
Well, to get a girl, you need money. To get money, you need to work. And that lets you out, Buster.
That's right.
Darn right that's right.
Zelda, would you say I was a bum?
Been saying it for years.
So what do you want with me?
How many times have I asked myself that question? How many nights have I lain awake and said, why? Why? Why?
Why?
Here I am, a girl with a brilliant future. Intelligent, determined, beautiful, ambitious.
Beautiful?
All right, so I haven't quite filled out yet. So give me time.
I'll give you 40 years. Just keep away from me.
How can I keep away from you? I love you.
Zelda!
And even if you don't know it, you love me too.
Ah, come on.
I'll prove it. Just now, when I wrinkled my nose at you, you wrinkled yours right back.
Keep telling you, it's just a reflex.
Admit it, Dobie. You love me.
Zelda, I love my mother and father. I love my brother Davy. I love my friend Maynard. I love my little dog Spot. I love my new tweed jacket. I love bowling. I love potato chips. But you, Zelda? No, Zelda.
Don't be wasting time.
You're not going to get off my back, huh?
Never.
I'll run away.
I'll follow you.
I'll lock myself in my room.
I'll climb in the window.
I'll disgrace you. I'll pick my teeth in public. I won't wash. I won't shave.
You rang? Hey, Big Daddy. Zelda, you still on Dobie's back?
I sure am, Maynard, and you should be too.
Me?
Maynard, you call yourself Dobie's friend.
I'll fight anybody who says I'm not, including you, even if you are smaller.
Splendid. Now, as Dobie's friend, what do you say his future looks like?
It's like black, girl. I mean, it's like black.
Exactly. He needs help.
Like desperately.
So who's going to help him? You? You're worse off than he is.
I'm worse off than anybody is.
So who helps him, his father?
Father helped me to the hospital.
Maynard, I will help him.
You're all heart, girl.
Maynard, will you knock it off? Some friend. Zelda, please. You're a nice girl, and you've got a big heart, and I don't like to rank you, honest. But please, Zelda, be a good kid and veg off.
I would if I could, Dobie, but I love you, and I've got to help you out. So come on, sit down and listen carefully, because I've got a plan.
A plan, huh? Let's like hear it.
You like hear it. I'm going. Wait.
Now, let's start with first principles. Dobie is never going to be able to make a living.
Like true.
So we might as well forget about a business or a profession for him.
Like true.
The only way that Dobie will ever survive is for him to go back to the land.
Like true. What land?
The farm. After Dobie and I are married, we're going to live on a little farm.
Oh, now listen.
Girl, continue on.
We'll raise our own food. We'll spin our own cloth. We'll make our own clothing. We'll be self-sufficient.
But Dobe don't know nothing about farming.
Or anything else. But I thought of that, too. So we're going down to school and enroll Dobie in biology. He can learn all about plant and animal life.
He'll flunk.
Not with me to help him.
Yeah. Girl, I gotta hand it to you. Got everything figured out. Every angle. It's like foolproof.
Thank you, Maynard. Well, Dobie, what do you say?
It's like your only chance, man.
And I love you.
Zelda! That doesn't
Stand.
prove a thing, I tell you. It's like a reflex. Somebody wrinkles their nose and you wrinkle back. Watch. See? You can do it with anybody. Oh, watch this. Excuse me.
what were you getting at?
Just this. The way you two feel about me, I've got to figure you wouldn't give me a bum steer. I mean, you must have my interests at heart. So it's a deal.
You'll never regret it, lover doll. Well, come on, let's go enroll in biology.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so long, you cats. I'm going down to the record store.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, what?
Maynard, are you my buddy?
The buddiest.
And I'm your buddy.
Like, thanks.
I'll never leave you, Maynard. Depend on it.
Gee, I'm getting pretty misty, Dobe.
Where you go, I go. Where I go, you go.
Hey, you're like a real human being.
If I take biology, you take biology. If I live on the farm, you live on the farm. If I marry Zelda, you are the hired man.
Just a minute. I didn't count on him being in on the deal.
Yeah, like right.
That's the deal. It's a package. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, let's go to it.
Yeah, but I like
Oh, hi, Zelda.
Dobie, you made it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Well...
Hey, Dobe, they're alive. Look, there's mice and rabbits and...
Guinea pigs.
Little rabbits. Big mice.
Guinea pigs.
Okay, don't tell me. Oh, they're kind of cute.
Swell.
Isn't this wonderful?
Zelda! Look, Zelda, I'm going along with you because I said I would. But down deep, I can't help feeling the whole thing's a disaster. A total disaster. And remember, Zelda, it's on your head.
Nonsense. You'll love biology.
The only thing I love is watching him take biology.
Hey, you rascals. Well, you're the coolest things I've seen since the Kingston Trio. You're the Yensman. Hey, you got teeth? Let me see you smile. You got teeth. You got teeth.
Well, good morning, class. I'm glad to see everybody hard at work. I've got a No, Maynard. Say it isn't so.
Like what, sir?
You're just passing through, aren't you? You're not taking biology, are you? Are you, Maynard? Are you?
Like yes, sir.
Of course. And if you're here, then the other prize package must be here.
Here, sir.
What else? All right. Go sit down.
Yes, sir.
I don't deserve it. No, sir, I don't. I teach 4 sections of English and 2 sections of biology. I coach the debating team and the soccer team, and I work in a gas station at night. And I don't deserve it, that's all. But enough of pathos. Let's get down to hormones.
Hormones?
Hormones, my young louts, are the components of the body which bear on sex.
Ooh, what he said.
For the benefit of the newcomers, I would like to explain that a team consists of 3 students all seated at the same bench. You 3 will be a team. And Zelda, you have my profoundest sympathy. Now, each team, I say, will take 3 chickens, no more than a month old, and inject them with hormones at 5-day intervals. 1 chicken will receive female hormones, 1 will receive male hormones, and 1 will receive none. Any questions? Yes?
Where do we get hormones?
Well, you might try your friendly neighborhood grocer.
My neighborhood grocer isn't very friendly.
The hormones will be supplied. Yes, Maynard?
Where do we get chickens?
Perhaps a poultry dealer is the answer. Poultry are very much like chickens.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yes?
What do you mean inject?
I mean inject.
With a needle? Us? Live chicken? Us? With a needle? Us? You gotta be kidding.
Yes, 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 no. Any further questions? Thank you.
All right, that does it. I'm quitting.
Me too.
Why? What's wrong?
I'm not sticking any needles in chickens.
Live chickens.
Oh, pooh, it doesn't hurt him a bit.
How do you know? Are you a chicken?
I'm chicken. I'm not sticking needles into nobody.
Stop panicking. It doesn't hurt him, I tell you. I know just how to do it. Okay, I'll do all the injecting. Now, just be calm.
Okay, all right, Zelda. But remember what I said. It's on your head.
Herbert? Oh,
o'clock, dear.
I know it's 4 o'clock.
It's time for the afternoon delivery.
I know it's time for the afternoon delivery.
And what are you waiting for?
A miracle.
What?
Winnie, what time does Dobie get out of school?
2:30.
And how far away is the school?
You know how far, about a half a mile.
Mm-hmm. Some people can run a whole mile in 4 minutes. But my son can't run a half a mile in 90 minutes. Not once has he gotten home from school in time to make the afternoon delivery. Not once. But I am an optimist. I live in faith and hope. I believe that someday, some sweet day, he is going to miscalculate. His timing is going to be off just a fraction. And he will come through this door and be stuck with the afternoon delivery. Oh.
Herbert?
What?
Aren't you going to say it?
You mean I gotta kill that boy? I just gotta... No.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Like hi.
Dad's gone, isn't
Yes,
he?
dear, he just left.
Mom, we're in a little trouble.
Well, looks like Maynard certainly is. What on earth have you got under there?
Now, light, please.
All right, Maynard.
Oh, them feathers tickle. Man, I thought it was going to be.
What in the world are you doing with those?
It's for an experiment, Mom, in biology.
But you don't take biology.
Yeah, ask her.
Oh, it's my idea. I'm going to make a farmer out of him so he won't starve to death after we're married.
Mhm.
And you won't have to worry anymore.
Well, that's very reassuring. What are you going to do with the chickens?
But we need some place to keep them.
For how long?
I don't know, 6, 8 weeks.
6, 8 weeks?
We tried to keep him at my house, but my father said he'd kill me.
My father started to.
So I thought...
No, Dobie, you didn't. How do you imagine that your father's going to feel?
Like, wow.
Yes, like wow.
Mother Gillis.
Mother Gillis, that's me?
Of course. Mother Gillis, you just got to help us out. For Dobie's sake. I mean, he doesn't have to be a bum for the rest of his life.
Well, thanks.
Just get over this one hurdle. I'll see to it that he always has a warm meal and good homespun clothing and a bed.
Excuse me, where are you planning to keep the chickens? And I'm talking to him.
That old storeroom down in the basement, way in the corner. The one we don't use anymore.
Your father will
Never find out. Come on, man, let's get cracking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mother Gillis. Together, you and I will salvage that bum.
I gotta kill that girl. I just got
If I told you that Zelda's plan worked out, I'd be a liar. And I'm not. Oh, I lie a little, but only to my parents and girls and teachers and like that. No, sir. Zelda's plan was just what I said. A disaster. A total disaster. She was right about one thing. Only one. The injections did not hurt the chickens. But...
Now, don't worry about a thing. It's quick and simple and painless. Now, watch. You just pick up a weight and... See, that's all there is to it. Quick and simple and painless.
Man, I like one out. Poker needles and chickens. That's for 6 other chicken pokers, not me.
No, Maynard, I hate to admit it, but Zelda's right. I'll never be able to make a living.
Like true.
Business, a profession, even a skilled profession like sheet metal work. All out.
Like true.
Farming's my only chance.
Like sad, but like true. Fool around with them chickens.
Oh, Maynard, the way farming's done today, the chances are I'll never even have to come near a chicken. Or a cow, or any other
Cows
animal.
milk themselves?
Well, no, not exactly. You see, they have machines now, and you just push buttons, and,
Ooh,
and
cool.
you can run a whole
Push
farm.
a button and out comes butter.
What?
Push another button and out
Well,
comes
not-
eggs.
not
Another
quite.
kumquat.
Maynard.
Flip a switch and like all the apples are turned for you.
That's not
I mean, like
what I
turn on
meant.
the juice and you're up to your knees in watermelons.
Maynard.
I mean, like there's no more hacking around with a shovel. No more chomping around with a rake. I mean, like the old gray mare is gone. And the young gray mare is gone.
Maynard! People are watching.
I don't like farming. Too mechanized. No challenge.
You know something, Maynard?
What?
I don't like it either. And another thing bugged me. I had a feeling we were messing around with the forces of nature, and I didn't like it. I mean, the chicken who was getting shots of male hormones grew like crazy and started cock-a-doodle-dooing all the time. Which put my mother in kind of a spot.
face, and it keeps getting louder.
You're imagining things, dear.
Winnie, I tell you there's a rooster around here someplace.
Nonsense. What would a rooster be doing around here? Now, come on, dear. It's time for the 4 o'clock delivery.
I know it's time for the 4 o'clock delivery. Dobie ain't here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Dobie, that's it. He's raising chickens.
Dobie? Raising chickens? Why, what sense would that make?
I don't know. Last year he tried to raise a mustache. What sense did that make?
You'll be late for the delivery.
Don't tell me you didn't hear that.
Hear what?
Winnie, I'll be a little late getting back.
Why?
Because when I finish making the deliveries, I'm going to go out and see a good ear doctor. Or maybe a good head doctor.
Chickens, hypodermics, Zelda. There's a combination for you. Oh, life was dark, dark. Then, in the midst of the darkness, there was light. There was more than light. There was a sunburst.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Imogen Burkhardt.
I'm Dobie Gillis. You're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Why haven't I seen you before?
Well, I just moved into town.
You just moved into town and you smiled right at me?
Well, yes, I hate to be lonely.
Oh, well, then you can't be going steadier like that, can you?
No. How about you?
Well, I have kind of a loose arrangement, but it's subject to cancellation.
Well, you're cute.
You are poetry. You are beauty. You are life.
That loose arrangement you spoke about. Why don't you cancel it?
Precisely what I was thinking. You great tawny animal. Now that's why I live in hope. Because you just never know when something wonderful's going to happen. Ah, when life is good, there's nothing better. But enough of jubilation. I have some grim business to take care of. I have to tell Zelda it's all over between us. And believe me, I don't look forward to it.
Yes, Dobie?
Zelda, first I want you to know that I appreciate everything you've done for me. You've been devoted and faithful.
Who is she?
And,
The girl you're dumping me for.
no, her name is Imogen Burkhardt. She's new in town.
She'd have to be to get stuck with you.
I'll overlook that, Zelda. I know how shook up you must be. I mean, the way you love me, it's got to be a terrible blow. But it's over, my dear, so isn't it better to break it off clean and honest?
Oh?
Zelda, it would please me very much if we could part friends.
Oh?
Zelda, I knew you'd understand.
Dobie, you've learned a lot about chickens lately. Here's some further information.
Yeah?
Don't count them before they're hatched.
What do you mean?
Number 1, we are not friends. Number 2, we are not parting. You're mine, Buster, and that's the way it's going to stay. Hello, Mother Gillis.
Hello, Zelda.
Hey, I thought you'd never get here. Where's Dope?
Busy. Now, look, Maynard.
All right, give him the injection. Let's get out of here. I mean, it's like spook time.
Listen, Maynard.
I mean, it's like creepy. Look at that chicken. The one who's been getting the male hormones. Look how big he's getting. I mean, like it ain't natural.
Maynard, look.
Oh, so make it fast, huh, girl? I mean, it's like I don't like it here.
Maynard, will you listen? I can't stay. Dobie's in trouble. Your buddy's in trouble, and I've got to move fast if I'm going to save him. So you'll have to give him the injection. You'll do it, won't you, Maynard? For Dobie, for your buddy, for the best friend a man ever had, you'll do it, won't you, Maynard?
No.
Sure you will.
No.
Sure you will. Now, look, here are all the instructions.
No,
you
Zelda.
can do it, Maynard. You have to. It has to be done right now, or the whole experiment
No,
will be a bust.
Broadcast him, and she's not receiving. Take 2 cc's of hormones and dissolve it in 2 cc. What's a C?
Oh, Maynard, why, you scared me near to death.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
What did you want?
What's a C?
What kind of a sea?
You know, a C.
You mean like the Mediterranean or the Caspian?
No, like the letter A, B, C.
Oh. Well, how is it used?
Well, if you like mixing something that says takes 2 C's or a C, or like that.
Oh, you mean in a recipe?
Yeah, like a recipe.
Well, in a recipe, C stands for a cup.
What an age we live in. Thanks, Mrs. Gillis.
Oh, Dobie, I never met anybody like you before.
Few have.
You say the cutest
Yes,
thing.
but the best is yet to come. I have written you a poem.
A poem for me?
Yes. Imogen, my darling, Imogene, my love, I'm glad you're not a starling. I'm glad you're not a dove. I'm glad you're not a squirrel. I'm glad you're not a beaver. I'd even let you take my heart and chop it with a cleaver.
Very touching.
Zelda, what are you doing here?
So you're Imogene, huh?
Who are you?
Oh, Zelda Gilroy, Imogene Burkhart.
Oh, yes, the Lutherans.
Yes. Zelda, no offense, but this is kind of private.
Imogene, what do you know about this boy?
What?
Well, what do I have to know? He's cute, he's charming, he's fun.
Yeah.
I'll show you what you have to know. Now, here before you, you have a transcript of his grades for the past 3 years.
Great.
His last IQ test.
Numbers on
His
a
personality
page.
profile.
Well, a lot of great people have lousy
Record of his
personality.
attendance.
And I was sick that
A
semester.
sample of his penmanship. A picture of his father. Well, what do you say now?
Dobie Gillis, you are... Oh, thank you, Zelda. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm a real human being.
Picture of my father. That was a lousy thing to do.
You're the one that did the lousy thing, snowing that poor young innocent girl.
She was 8 for me.
For how long? Sooner or later she was bound to find out you're an idiot. Everybody does.
Thanks a lot.
Dobie, what are you fighting? No girl will ever be as good to you as I am. I love you, and I'll always take care of you. Eventually, you'll love me too. So why fight it? Especially since I'm the only girl you can get.
Zelda, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. His nose wrinkling is just a reflex. It's like when somebody yawns.
Winnie, you've just got to listen.
Later, Herbert, I'm filling an order.
Never mind about the order. Now, about that rooster I keep
Dobie! Why, what's the matter, dear? You don't look well.
No, I'm low, Mom.
Yeah, that's what he is, like low.
What's wrong?
Everything.
Let's eat some cookies. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, I don't think so.
We owe it to ourselves to, try.
Oh, all right.
Stay out of the chocolate fingers. Stick with the broken ones. Winnie? Now, Winnie, I want you to look me right in the eye and tell me you haven't heard that rooster.
Uh-oh. Yeah, like uh-oh.
Answer me, Winnie.
Customer, Herbert.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Fleming. Always a pleasure to see you.
I should think so, the way you overcharged me.
You seen those chickens lately?
Yesterday when I gave him those 2 cups of hormones.
2 what?
2 cc's.
Oh, thank heaven. For a minute, I thought you said 2 cups. 2 centimeters is about this much.
Yeah, I know. 2 cups is a lot more.
What can we do for you today?
How about your carrots?
12 cents a bunch.
2 for a quarter.
Oh, you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to put something over on Mrs. Kennedy. Like a parakeet, and he's right here in my store. He's right behind that door.
Ridiculous.
But I saw it. Everybody saw it.
Pish-posh.
All right, Smart Apple, how do you explain it?
Simplest thing in the world. Mass hypnosis. Very common.
Yeah? Maynard, bring in what you found in the basement.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
I have a lot of trouble with my parents, but that's all right. I mean, what are parents for but to give you trouble? What bugs me is that I'm having trouble with other people's parents, and that's not fair. I mean, parents ought to stay on their own kids' backs and keep off strangers. Now, you take Mr. and Mrs. Ellingbo. They're Clotilde Ellingbo's mother and father.
Clotilde!
I told you they wouldn't like me.
Mother, Daddy, I'd like you to meet Dobie Gillis.
How do you do, sir? See?
And this is my brother, Arthur.
Hi.
You don't look familiar. Do you spend much time around the library?
Well, no, not this year.
I do, in the mathematics department.
Arthur is up to quadratic equations.
They're nice.
Gillis. No, I'm sure I never met your parents.
Why haven't we met your parents, Mr. Gillis? We attend every CHSS-PBL meeting.
CHSS-PBL?
Yes, the Central High School Students and Parents Betterment League.
Oh, that's CHSS-PBL, yeah.
Why haven't we met your parents at the meetings of the CHSS-PBL?
Well, they don't go.
They don't go?
No. Mom would go, but she can't ever get Dad to come along. You see, when nighttime comes around, his feet hurt.
The great battle for men's minds lies ahead, and any man who stays home at night and coddles his feet is deserting under fire.
A young man raised without such standards, amid sloth and disinterest, is hardly the kind of boy we would find suitable for our daughter.
Clotilde, it's time to do your homework.
I already did mine.
You would.
Good day, Mr. Gillis.
Goodbye, Mr. Gillis.
See, what'd I tell you about me and parents? It's spooky. And I wouldn't exactly say you stuck up for me.
Well, they're right, you know.
You mean you feel the same way?
Well, the CHSS-PBL is important. Don't you think you could get your father to go?
Ha!
For me, Dobie. Dear Dobie.
Clotilde, for you, I'd walk over a bed of coals 8 miles long. I'd throw myself in front of a streetcar. I'd go without food and water. But trying to talk my father into something, it can't be done.
Dobie, that's ridiculous. You can do it. Make your father give you a promise that he'll go to next Wednesday night's meeting. He'll give it to you.
Boy, will he give it to me. Oh, Maynard, I have to do a terrible thing to my father.
Oh, don't do it, Dobe. I mean, he might be like stingy and rotten, but after all, he's your father, and he loves you in his own way. Anyhow, you get caught.
Maynard.
And besides, anytime something like this gets in the papers, my old man lowers the boom on me.
Maynard, listen.
Like last week, my old man was reading the paper, and it's about this kid that stole a car in Minneapolis.
Maynard.
Man, he got so shook up, he sent me to bed without any supper. I've never been in Minneapolis.
No.
In fact, I've never been in the state of Indiana.
Maynard, concentrate. Now, I'm not going to kill my father. I'm just going to try and make him go to some meetings of that Students and Parents Betterment outfit.
That's worse.
Yeah. Your parents go to the meetings?
Man, you're joshing. They hold them meetings in the school.
So?
So my father says he spends so much time in the principal's office during the day, he's like entitled to stay home at night.
Well, Maynard, I better go see Dad. No use waiting anymore.
Though, don't stand too close when you ask him.
True.
CHSS-PBL.
Yeah, it's a kind of a club, Dad.
Who needs more clubs? I'm already a moose. Do they go bowling?
No.
Do they shoot a little snooker?
No.
Do they sit around and smoke and swap stories?
No.
Then it's a phony organization and they ought to be investigated.
Herbert, Dobie is talking about the Students and Parents Betterment League. They do very worthwhile work.
I'm glad I'm a moose.
Dad, I'm just asking you to go to one of their meetings. Don't get sore.
Sore? Who's sore? It's a perfectly reasonable request.
I'm glad you're taking that attitude, dear.
Why, certainly. I ought to put on a suit and tie and go to all kinds of meetings every night. All I do is get up at 5:30 in the a.m. every morning and go down to the produce market. So when night comes, I'm full of vim and vigor and ready to put on a suit and a tie and go to some meeting at some broken-down auditorium and sit on those hard seats and listen to stimulating discussions about the problems of adolescence.
Well, they do have problems, you know.
Oh, I know. And I know how to solve them. Just give me a sawed-off baseball bat about yay long, and I will turn this adolescent into the most well-adjusted kid you ever saw. A little lumpy, maybe, but well-adjusted.
Herbert, you are not being very progressive.
That's right, Dad.
You shut up.
Herbert.
And why all this sudden interest in education? Oh, what a stupid question. There's got to be a girl in back of it somehow. I don't know how, but somehow.
Dad, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, not all at once, boy. A sudden change like that can give a man a case of the galloping jumps or something. Be just a little honest to begin with, huh?
Dad, I'm in love with a girl named Clotilde Ellingbo.
Clotilde Ellingbo.
Parents are very fine people.
Unlike your parents, who are axe murderers.
Herbert, be quiet. I happen to know who the Ellingbos are. They're very active in all kinds of worthy causes.
Well, he says that any father who doesn't take an interest in his child's education is no better than a slacker.
Slacker? Listen, I enlisted and wound up a first sergeant with a good conduct medal. He was probably riding a disc in the Pentagon.
Actually, Daddy was a PT boat commander.
Oh, an officer, huh? It figures.
Herbert, will you listen? For years I've been trying to tell you the same thing. Helping with Dobie's education is very important.
And for years I have been trying to tell you the same thing. My feet hurt, my legs hurt, my back hurts, my arms hurt, my head hurts.
No wonder your head hurts. Open it up. Let in a little fresh air.
Fresh air in my head?
New ideas, new thoughts, stimulation. That's what you need.
What I need is to lie down.
Nonsense. When's the next meeting, dear?
Wednesday night.
We'll be there.
Thanks, Mom. And Dad, it won't be too bad, honest. You may think your soul's dead, but believe me, somewhere a tiny spark still burns.
Now, listen.
Keep that thought, Dad.
I couldn't kill my boy. I just can't.
May I have your attention, please? Well, as you know, we have postponed the meeting of our regular Student and Parent Betterment League so that we may devote our entire discussion to our annual musical review, which is quite widely known now as the CHSS-PBL Capers. Well, Mrs. Kenny here has again agreed to give her delightful rendition of She Was Poor, But She Was Honest, which we've all known and loved for the past 15 years.
The old ones are the best, I always say.
Thank you. Now may we hear from our faculty representative, Mrs. Adams.
Thank you. Mr. O'Malley, our gym teacher, has agreed to do an exhibition on the parallel bars and rings.
He's recovered from last year?
Oh, yes, musical accompaniment will again be provided by Miss Collins, Miss Hyde, Miss Munson, and Mr. Kennedy of the English department. The sweet strings of Central High, as they like to call themselves.
Yes, don't they?
Mr. Schwartz of manual training is going to do some glass blowing, and Mr. Milfloss of biology will do bird calls of North America.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Adams, for functioning with your usual dispatch and efficiency. Well, I think we may safely say we're all set.
Well, not quite, Mrs. Armitage.
Why, with all this abundance of talent?
Oh, yes, talent is not our problem. Labor is. We need someone to pull the curtains, shift scenery, handle the lights, take care of all the physical detail backstage.
Oh, where would we ever find such a man?
Sometimes, Mrs. Armitage, our prayers are answered very quickly. Goodness, maybe we got the wrong night.
No, this is Wednesday night. I know, because we are missing the millionaire.
Oh, dear, Mr. Gillis, oh, do come up.
Where's this Betterment League clam bake going
We
on?
canceled tonight's meeting of the Student Parent Betterment League.
Swell.
Instead, we're having a special little meeting.
Yes, you might call it a rump session. Good evening, Mrs.
How do you
Gillis.
do, Mrs. Armitage?
Howdy doody, Mr. Gillis.
I see you know everyone except the Ellingbows, Mr. and Mrs. Gillis.
How do you do?
How
No,
do you
the
do?
PT boat commander.
No, you've heard.
I heard.
You must be Dobie's parents. How nice to see you at the CHSS PBL.
Please sit down, won't you? It's so fortunate that you dropped by this evening. We were just discussing the capers.
What capers?
Oh, it's our annual musical review.
Amateur theatricals?
And
Oh, how nice.
And it's for such a worthy cause. After the show, we take up a collection for the teenage canteen.
I don't want to brag, but I still have quite a sweet little voice. It's not very large, of course, but it's clear and true. Maybe you could use me in your capers?
Well, now, I don't know.
Of course we could use you, Mrs. Gillis.
And Mr. Gillis, too.
Me?
Oh, I'm sure you'd be a great asset to the show. It's such a worthy cause, the teenage canteen.
Well, as a matter of fact, I used to do a little hoofing when I was a kid. You see, I won this course in tap dancing at a raffle one time.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Gillis, we have all the talent that we can use, especially since we've added Mrs. Gillis to the cast.
I know just what I'm going to do. A lovely old song about a shepherdess and two little lambs.
Mr. O'Malley is going to give an exhibition on the parallel bars, and Mr. Swartz is going to do some glass blowing.
Well, as you said, you are really loaded with talent. What do you want from me?
To assist me. I'm the stage manager, you see, and you will assist me. You know, the little things that one does backstage.
Like pulling up curtains, shifting scenery, tending the lights, pushing a broom, little things like that.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
We can depend on you. Of course you can.
Oh, I gotta
Mr. O'Malley is next. Will you pull the curtain up, please?
Don't you think it would be more humane to leave it down?
Why so many are walking out?
Basic law of human nature, self-preservation.
We have some very nice acts.
Acts? What acts? A couple of fat dames out there playing chopsticks on a pile of masons, drawing some bald-headed galoot with glasses, gargling the mating call of the tough-headed ibis. Those weren't acts, those were major disasters.
We're not professional entertainers, we're only amateurs.
Oh, you can say that again and
Mr.
again.
O'Malley's finished his act.
And that took nerve. Mr. and Mrs. Ellingbow, you're on. And Arthur.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for their fifth number, Laura Bell and Cecil Ellingbow will do their dramatic version of Robert Browning's immortal Incident of the French Camp. They will be assisted by Master Arthur Ellingbow.
You know, we French stormed Ratisbon. A mile or so away on a little mound, Napoleon stood on our storming day. With neck thrust out, you fancy how, legs wide, arms locked behind, as if to balance the prone brow, oppressive with its mind. Just as perhaps he mused,
My plans that soar to earth may fall. Once my army waver at yonder wall.
out twixt the battery smoke there flew a rider, bound on bound. The chief's eye flashed, but presently softened itself as she's a film, the mother eagle's eye, when her bruised eaglet breathes. But just
Dude, this is criminal. This is worse than that glass blower. Didn't anybody ever tell that guy not to inhale?
Any blood came
to joke about.
You
You've
looked
been a
twice.
liquid diet for
There you
months.
saw
You know where you made your mistake? You should have taken up your collection from the teenage canteen before the show started. By the time this turkey is over, there won't be a soul left in the house.
Please, Mr. Gillis, the Ellingbows are trying hard to be heard.
You are wounded.
Nay,
his soldier's pride. Touched to the quick, he said,
I'm killed, sire.
and his chief beside, smiling, the boy fell dead.
Go out there and do a soft shoe or something. You know, I had dancing lessons when I was a kid.
So did I, Mr. Gillis. Everyone had dancing lessons when he was a kid.
All right, let's do one together, huh?
Please, Mr. Gillis, our job is back here working.
That's easy. The hard part is out there watching.
Rather effective, don't you think?
Marvelous, just marvelous.
Oh, how can such big black lies come out of such pretty white teeth? Look, why don't we go out there and hoof before they empty the house?
Oh, please, Mr. Gillis.
I'm thinking of a little town where birds are singing, bells are ringing on the hill. I see you in that simple town, the memories bringing round my heart that old love thrill. I close my eyes and wander, in dreams I go back yonder. It seems I'm with you still by the mill, where they made sweet cider, I made sweet love to you. Millwheel was turning as I sat there yearning for one kiss, the sweetest I knew. On the hill, from the old town chapel, those evening bells would chime. That golden November, sweet cider time when you were mine.
Oh, no. Come on, lady, dance with me, please.
No, be quiet.
For the teenage canteen, for the sake of sweet charity, before they tear this place down as a menace to public health. Come on, dance with me. Well, there's still some people out there.
On the hill, from the old town chapel, those evening bells would chime. I always remember that golden November, sweet cider time when you were mine. Sweet cider time when you were mine.
Now, oh, honey, wait for me. Oh, honey, wait for me. Meet me down by the old golden gate, down where the sun goes down above 8. How my love is burning, burning, burning. How my heart is yearning, yearning, yearning to be.
How about evening up the odds, huh? Give the audience earplugs and blindfolds.
How my love is burning, burning, burning. How my heart is yearning, yearning, yearning to be down among the sheltering clouds. Oh, honey, wait for me.
Well, doesn't she look pretty, Mr.
Do you mind if I use 2 little lambs in this number? It will give it a touch of realism.
Real?
You'll see.
Well, you're on next, Mrs. Gillis.
Tally ho!
That's showbiz.
Down in the mead, where of Indian lay his pipe to the lambkins. Oh, Lord, let them stay, though
I wonder if it's too late to change my name.
Well, Mrs.
Mr. Gillis?
Okay.
Let's hoof.
Sweet robin's pipe still slumber.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, dear. I was gasped.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
Well, you ready?
Oh, well, what about costumes? We can't dance in these clothes.
Mrs. Adams, for the Lincoln-Douglas debate, will these costumes do?
The costumes will do very nicely.
To investigate serious charges made by certain members of the Betterment League.
Well, I
Very glad.
Quiet, please. One at a time, please. Mr. Ellingbo.
Mr. Chairman, Mrs. Ellingbo and I are known far and wide for our fair-mindedness. There are some things that simply aren't done.
A teacher entrusted with the minds and hearts of our young people, showing off her legs in public. Disgraceful. And tying us up.
Lovely.
Delightful.
What? I mean, her legs were lovely.
And delightful.
Very much like mine when I was a mite younger, of course.
Think of all the money we've made for the teenage canteen.
Disgraceful. That's what it was.
Yes, and we demand to know what's going to be done about it.
We're not going to do anything about it until we have a look. Will you oblige the piano, Jethro? No jada, jada, jing, jing, jing.
Hi, Dobie.
Oh, hello, Clotilde.
Dobie, I've been thinking, would you like to take me over to the malt shop? Well, if you'd like, we could go for a walk in the park. How about to a movie? To a drive-in? In my car? I'll pay. Dobie, you haven't even heard a word I've said.
Sure I did, Clotilde. Say, he's pretty good, isn't he? I mean, considering his age and the condition of his feet. Yes, sir. I'm real proud of Dad.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dream or at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Girls have been the only girl I'll ever love. And another 52 have been almost the only girl I'll ever love. But Nancy Sue is the real thing at last. I mean, the way I feel about her, all those other girls might just as well have been Sonny Liston. Yes, this is beautiful. This is genuine. This is it.
I give up. What is it?
Love, Dr. Burkhart, that's what it is. Sweet, blissful, divine. Oh, what a glorious world it is, love.
You could have fooled me, Mr. Gillis. From your pale green expression, I'd have put my money on acid indigestion.
How come you don't believe in love, Dr. Burkhart? Just look what it's done for me.
I'm looking, Mr. Gillis, and you should have settled for acid indigestion.
Poor unhappy old thing. Ah, Nancy Sue, she loves me. She loves me. She loves me. Why mess around with she loves me not when any fool can see that she does?
Dobie, my all-time.
Ah, Nancy Sue, my hurricane. For you, dear one, with all my love.
Thank you, Dumpling. They're beautiful.
Fresh pick from the dean's window box.
Oh, Dobie, you're too much.
Tell me, O moon of my delight, how long have we known each other? A month, a year, a lifetime?
One day. We met just yesterday, remember?
Oh. Oh, well, no matter, my sweet. Love recognizes no clock, no calendar. All that counts is that you have entered my life, and I must speak my heart.
So speak it already.
Nancy Sue, will you marry me?
Of course, dear.
Please don't answer until you've... Huh? You'll do it? You'll marry me? You're not kidding?
Does this answer your question?
Yeah, yes, it does answer my question. And if that's the way you answer all questions, I have a few hundred more. Question one.
Dobie, dear, marrying you has been my cherished dream ever since we met. But there's one little catch.
I knew it was too good to be true. What's the catch?
Well, you see, Dobie, I come from an old-fashioned family with old-fashioned customs.
Like wanting your husband to have a job. Now, that's the
No,
silliest...
nothing like that. It's just that I can't get married until my older sister is married.
Oh,
it's
what's
a family
the problem?
tradition.
If she's anything like you, she can get married like that.
Oh, she's a wonderful girl.
Of course.
Marvelous personality.
Naturally.
Very intelligent.
Sure.
Fine, generous disposition.
A dog, huh?
Well,
She's a dog and we're doomed.
no, Dobie, not exactly a... Well, look, judge for yourself. Here she is now.
Dr. Burkhart, she's your sister?
Yes, you know her?
Yes, bow wow, and we're doomed. Get out your handkerchiefs because I'm about to tell you a very sad story. After long, desperate years of searching, I finally found a girl whom I love and who wants to marry me and who looks like this. But she can't marry me until her older sister gets married, and her older sister looks like this. And now you know why this is such a sad story. Yes, I've got a problem, all right. So I decided to go to my father for advice. Now, Dad may not be the wisest man in the world. In fact, there are some who say that what he is the dumbest. But he is hard-headed and persistent and stubborn, and he doesn't know the meaning of the word quit.
Son, the way to solve your problem is to find a husband for this older sister, and having met Dr. Burkhart, I now know the meaning of the word quit.
Dad, can't you give us any suggestions?
Sure. Send her up to Alaska. Up there, the men outnumber the women 10-1, and possibly she can find some guy who figures she can keep the blubber boiling and still look better than a polar bear, and no offense.
No offense, Mr. Gillis. I know Imogene doesn't do much to make herself attractive.
Yeah, if she did any less, she'd come in second to the polar bear.
Well.
Mr. Gillis.
Oh, that's not what... You know what I mean.
But where are we going to find anybody that backward, lame-brained, muddle-headed?
You rang? Maynard, how would you like to marry a rather aging but hard-working lady?
Herbert! No, you're right, Winnie. I wouldn't wish either of them on anybody, even each other.
Bless your little old heart, Mr. G, wherever it may be.
And thank you, Maynard, whatever you may be.
Look, you're approaching this all wrong. We don't have to find a fellow for Imogene. She already has one. The question is getting him to propose.
She's already got a fella?
Well, why didn't you say so? Who is he?
Some nearsighted fellow with bad eyes.
His name is Clinton Hardwell. He's a certified public accountant, and he calls on her every other Friday and Saturday night.
Why, that's marvelous. You see, there isn't anything to worry about. It's just that these certified public accountants take a little longer to work up the nerve to propose. How long have they been going together?
12 years.
All right, so it takes these certified public accountants a lot longer to work up the nerve to propose.
Well, Clint is a settled type.
12 years? He ain't settled. He's collapsed.
Now, just a minute. If this Mr. Hardwell has been keeping company with Imogene for 12 years, he must admire her.
Oh, he does. They're the best of friends.
I know exactly what to do. We'll wake up this Mr. Hardwell to what he's missing. We'll show him that underneath the prim, cool exterior of Dr. Imogene Burkhart, there lies the heart and soul of a woman.
Dr. Burkhart? Oh, come now.
To do this, we will put her in the hands of a perfectly sophisticated woman of the world. A woman who is well-versed in the ways of love and courtship. A woman who is practical and realistic and still at the same time sensitive and gentle and, well, utterly feminine.
Well, if there's no one here man enough to plunge in, I'll ask the question. Where do we find such a chick?
I am talking about me.
You? Oh, come now.
Me? I will show her how to be the kind of a woman that men die for.
You? Oh, come now.
Me. And when this Mr. Hardwell comes to town again, he will find an entirely different woman.
I got it, Mrs. G. You.
My folks are the greatest Americans since Christopher Columbus. Oh, sure, I get mad at them on certain rare occasions, like whenever I'm with them for more than 3 or 4 minutes at a time. But when the chips are down, they really come through. Just to help me marry my Nancy Sue, they threw all their ingenuity and experience into the project of getting her older sister a proposal from her reluctant boyfriend, and they didn't waste a second. That afternoon, Dr. Burkhart came into the store to shop, and Dad led into the subject with all the finesse and subtlety at his command.
Well, that's it. 3 pounds of onions, a pound of coffee, and 2 bunches of radishes. And how come a woman your age is still hacking around single?
Mr. Gillis.
Just joking, ladies. Just joking. Laugh a minute, Gillis, they call me.
You got that kind of talk, Mr. Gillis, and what you'll get every minute is a hit in the head.
Yeah, but getting on the square, Doc, I've been thinking a lot about it. Now, how come a classy chick like you ain't married, I says to myself.
Not that it's any of your business, Mr. Gillis, but that's exactly what I says to myself.
No.
Yes.
Well, then, what's the problem? Just do like we tell you, and you'll hook some poor fish quicker than you can say community property.
Dr. Burkhart, what my husband, in his own strange way, is trying to say is that we've known you for a long time, and we're very fond of you. And we believe that... Well, forgive me, dear, but we honestly believe that you're a far more attractive woman than you appear to be.
You'd have to be.
I see.
Well, naturally, an Alice Faye or a Gail Patrick you will never be, but there's no law says you have to keep walking around being the mess you are now.
Thank you, Mr. Gillis.
Anytime. Well, just give us a chance to clean away the debris, and I guarantee you that any creep that sees you and don't propose ought to have his head examined.
Thank you for your interest and concern, Mr. Gillis and Mrs. Gillis, and it so happens that there is a creep who ought to have his head examined.
Yeah, we heard all about that certified
Herbert
public...
Dr. Burkhart, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that this whole thing is obviously a put-up job to try and get me married, and you're wasting your time because I'm perfectly happy with the way things are now.
Yes, yes.
Stimulating the brains of sleepy, unwilling students by day, deciphering their examination papers by night.
Naturally,
I read, I watch television, I knit sweaters, I play bridge with the girls. It's a rich, full, satisfying life.
Fine,
Oh, yes,
but-
and there's one more thing.
What?
Every word I just said was a big fat lie. I despise being single, and Mrs. Gillis, when do we start redoing me? I can't wait to get that backward oaf to propose.
I knew it.
So Mom set out to turn Dr. Burkhart, B.A. M.S. Ph.D., into Imogene Burkhart, M.A.R.R.I.E.D. That spells married in case you're in Maynard's intelligence bracket. Now, here's how Dr. Burkhart used to look. Pretty spooky, huh? But wait till you see the way Mom transformed her.
I feel like somebody's backyard after a heavy rain.
Relax, Dr. Burkhart. This mud pack's going to make you beautiful.
I wish it'd hurry up and work. I feel like the bride of Dracula.
Hey, Winnie, here's them dresses you wanted me to pick up. Doc, give me a club. I'll beat it to death before it bites you.
Herbert, leave her alone. Mr. Hardwell will be here in a couple of hours, and she has to be ready.
Yeah, that's why I came over. I want to find out if you got the right strategy for landing this flounder.
Herbert, everything's been taken
Yeah,
care of.
I
so
know,
will you
but what
please-
about the walk? Doc, what about the walk? You got the walk that's going to drive him mad?
Mr. Gillis, I realize that my man-catching career is still in its infancy, but walk, that I can do.
No offense, Doc, but I mean walk like a panther woman or something, not that grape crusher's polka you go clomping around with.
Mr. Gillis.
Now, look, it's got to be, plug your ears, Winnie, it's got to be S-E-X-Y, sexy, you know what I mean?
Honestly, Herbert.
Like this, Doc. Like you got a crop of hay on one hip and a crop of alfalfa on the other, and when you start moving, you start rotating the crops.
Hey, Mrs. G, I done brung. Oh, pardon me, madam. I didn't know I was bursting into a lady's boudoir. Oh, it's you, Mr. G.
Yeah, it's me, Mr. G.
Care to dance?
Never mind.
Mrs. G, I done the lipsticks and perfumes and makeups for Dr. B from the drugstore. Ooh, what you must have said to the witch doctor.
Mind and go away. Yes, clear out, both of you men. Dr. Burkett has to try on these dresses, and we have to select the one that's going to be the most appealing to Mr. Hardwell.
How about something with a belt in the back, 2 pairs of pants? They're nice.
Out, Maynard, out.
With a derby hat.
We have less than 2 hours to get Imogene into a shape that will make that certified public accountant.
Sit up and take account of himself?
Yes, she does look beautiful, doesn't she?
Golly, beautiful isn't the word for it.
Try ugly.
You know something, Doc? If you was to show up at the Bison Lodge Hall looking like that, I guarantee you that half the guys at the pool and pinochle tables would get up just to give you the double O.
I'm scared. Do you think Clinton's going to like this? Dear, I wouldn't be surprised if he proposes to you the minute he sees you.
I would.
Imogene, just remember the things we've told you. Keep the room nice and dark.
Yeah, and keep a lot of soft romantic music going on the record player.
And act sophisticated, remote, and mysterious.
Speak to Clinton in a low, sexy voice.
And if he still don't make a grab for you, pack him in. He's dead.
I just hope that he likes me this way.
He'll love you. There's nothing to be nervous about.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I'm perfectly calm and relaxed about the whole thing. I mean, after all, it's him. It's Clinton. He's here. Oh, dear, how do I look? Do I look all right? Do you think you'll like me? Oh, dear.
Just let him in. Everything will be fine.
And if you need us, we'll be in the next room, sort of, shall we say, observing?
Shall we say snooping?
Hello there, Clinton.
Miss Imogene, do you have a cold? You sound like a case of the eye, ear, nose, and throat.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Good girl.
How have you been, Clinton, dear?
In excellent condition, thank you.
Good. Clinton, do you, like the dress I'm wearing?
Yes, it's quite interesting. And the cowboy heels make you look nice and tall.
Thank you.
But didn't you forget to put on your shirt?
I withdraw the thank you. Clinton, do you, notice anything different about the room?
Yes, it's terribly dark. Very bad for the eyes. There. Now. Is that not an improvement? Miss Imogene, where would you like to go this evening? I just finished the inventory for the Amalgamated Glamis Company, and I thought we might celebrate with an evening of, well, shall we say, madness.
Let's say madness. That sounds divine, Clinton, dear. I hear they have a marvelous bossa nova band at the Peabody Room.
Well, I was thinking more on the order of a thought-provoking lecture on capital gains with the State Tax Department at Civic Auditorium. Or perhaps a demonstration of tabulating computers at the college. They both sound fascinating, don't they?
That's the word, fascinating. On second thought, Clint, why don't we just stay here for the evening, just the two of us, alone, with no one else around? How does that sound?
Well, not bad. No, not bad at all. We'll stay here and work up our own excitement.
Exactly.
Right. Switch on the television. The Late Late Show is featuring an all Peter Lawford Festival.
All right, so Dr. Burkhart's first shot at trapping the elusive Mr. Clinton Hardwell was not exactly a howling success, but it was a worthwhile attempt, an honest effort, a good college try.
A fiasco.
Yeah, them fiascos are the greatest. I mean, when it comes to making little cars, you just can't beat them Italians.
But Mr. Hardwell will be back again tonight, won't he?
Oh, sure. He calls on me every Friday and Saturday night just as regular as death and taxes. But it'll be just the same as last night and every other night for the last 12 years, no matter what I do. He just doesn't look on me as a desirable woman.
Oh, don't feel too bad, Dr. B. He probably wouldn't have looked on me as a desirable woman neither.
Well, we can't give up now. Look at the marvelous miracle that we accomplished last night.
Right, Dr. B. You were like another woman. I mean, I could have gone for you myself if I was another man, which I'm not, you know.
Maynard, either make sense or clam up, and you just gave me an idea. A great idea.
You? A great idea? Like, huh?
Another man. That's it. Oh, my glad I thought of it. Why, there is nothing will make a man sit up and pay attention like finding out that there's another man in a woman's life.
Yes, of course, jealousy. He'll sing a different tune when he comes face to face with the green-eyed monster.
You rang? Of course, only one of my eyes is green, the other two is vermilion.
I'm afraid there is no other man in my life, Mr. Gillis. Confound the luck, and Clinton knows it.
Then we'll invent one.
No. Make-believe boyfriend will never work. Clinton's a hardhead. He only believes what he can see.
So we'll unhard his head and make it see something.
Herbert, you mean...
You bet I mean. We will hire some big, handsome, good-looking brute to charge in on Doc here when that pencil pusher is there and grab her and hug her and squeeze her and kiss her. Oh, he will go for that, huh?
I don't know about him, but I sure will.
For a teacher, nothing's the same since the Great War.
Mr. Gillis, where are we going to find such a man? I mean, we can't expect him to just walk through that door by just saying abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Oh, hi, Casimir.
Abracadabra. Herb, I've waved my magic wand at the cows and come up with an excellent vintage of fine bottled milk. How many quarts should I leave?
30 ought to do it. And while you're there, take a look at the sour cream and the buttermilk, will you? And also the cottage cheese. Doc, I think that we ought to be able to come up with the right fella if we're willing to part with about $20.
I get $25 and I'm the right fella.
But, Casimir, you don't know what you'd have to do.
Mrs. Gillis, for $25 I would kiss a polar bear.
You better hold out for more loot. The one that wants you to kiss is a woman named...
Mr. Krabs?
No, not Mr. Krebs. It's...
Maynard, please, no name.
Okay, Casimir, we got a deal?
Now, just a darn minute, Mr. Gillis. My friend hasn't said yes to this.
That's true, Herbert. She hasn't.
And she hasn't said no, either.
Okay, how about a simple yes or no?
A simple yes. That's my girl. After all, what have I got to lose?
At her age, nothing.
Deal, Mr. Gillis, and let the devil take the hindmost.
Okay, Casimir, now here's the deal. Tonight at 8:30 sharp, I want you to go out to a Dr. Burkhart's house. I'll give you the address later, see? And I want you to run in and yell, "I'm a Jean, my loved one. I am dying of unrequited love and frustration and all on account of you."
Yeah, that's when the boyfriend belts you right in the mouth.
Now, hold it, Herb. I just want to make $25.
It'll never come to that. It's just a little scheme to get her boyfriend to propose. Now, go ahead, Casimir, and show us how you're going to do it.
Yes, and do it good. $25 good, because I'm going to be outside watching you every minute.
Me too. I love the eavesdrip.
That's eavesdropping. Oh, no, you don't, because I'm going to whap anybody that I catch getting nosy. All right, Casimir, go ahead.
Right. Now, for $25, leave us assume you're Imogene. Imogene, my loved one. I, Casimir H. Prohaski Jr., am dying of unrequited...
Casimir H. Prohaski?
Casimir H. Prohaski Jr.
Go and find one of them when you need one.
Maynard, please. All right, Mr. Prohaski, go ahead and show us how you're going to...
Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr.
Casimir H. Prohaski Jr.?
Right. He's a fine, hard-working man. He's in the dairy game. But he has a violent temper, and he's insanely jealous. I'm so afraid that he's going to come bursting in here and do something desperate now that I rejected his offer of marriage for the 17th. Or is it the 18th time? Oh, Clinton, I am just frightened to death of what might happen. Clinton, you're going to tell me what to do. What shall I do? Help me.
Casimir H. Prohaski Jr.
Oh, it isn't myself I fear for, it's you. There's just no telling what he might do if he finds you here. He looks on me as a sort of goddess, you see.
Casimir H. Prohaski Jr.?
Dobie, leave them alone. You know what your mother said about eavesdropping.
Yes, we shouldn't do it.
True.
It's unmannerly and impolite and shameful.
So why are we standing here? Let's get back to it. Hello? Who? Casimir H. Prohaski Jr.?
Mr. Prohaski? Why isn't he here? Hello, Mr. Prohaski. This is Dobie Gillis. We're waiting... What? The transmission fell out of your car? But this is a matter of life or death. The doctor... Oh, you were under the car when the transmission fell out of the car. Oh, golly. Huh? Oh, no, forget it, Mr. Prohaski. Somehow arriving in an ambulance doesn't seem exactly right. Oh, thanks anyhow. So long. Darn the luck, that Prohaski. Can you imagine backing out just because a transmission falls on you?
Poor Imogene. She'll never get Clinton now. He won't ever believe her again.
Nah, darn the luck. Just because one chicken-hearted milkman gets chicken-hearted, we're all doomed. Where are we?
Miss Imogene, the computer demonstration starts in half an hour. Now, we don't want to miss a single complete mathematical cycle, do we?
I'd die first. But let's wait a few more minutes, shall we?
For what?
For that.
What?
I mean, oh dear, I do hope that isn't Casimir, my insanely jealous suitor. The Dairy King, remember?
Well, let's not take any chances. We'll go out the back way.
Are you kidding after all the trouble we went to?
Huh?
I mean, after all the trouble we went to arrange this pleasant evening. I'd better see who that is. Maybe it's the wrong number. Casimir, I begged you not to come. Casimir?
Yes, Imogene, my fair milkmaid. It is I, Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr., your one true love.
How do you do? Casimir, I begged you not to come here. Your insane jealousy will destroy us all.
Yes, my beloved one. I am dying of unrequited love and frustration on account of you.
By George, there is another man. He isn't much, but he is a man.
Right. Sir, the name is Prohaski, Casimir H.
Miss Imogene, it occurs to me that this gentleman is so intrigued with you, perhaps I've been missing something all these years.
True.
True. Imogene, my beloved one, I am dying of unrequited love and frustration on account of you.
Imogene, my loved one, me, Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr., am dying of unrequited love and frustration all on account of you.
You're Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr., too?
You bet your boots I am. Imogene,
And you are Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr.
Well, you see, sir...
Imogene, my darling, I'm dying of unrequested love and frustration on account of you.
Certainly, you're Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr.
I am?
You are.
I are. Oh, hi, Mr. G. Like I, Dope G. Like, bye, everybody.
My beloved one. Oh, excuse me, friends. I, Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr., am dying of
unrequited love and frustration on account of it.
I, Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr., am dying
of unrequited love and frustration on account of it. Miss Imogene, I don't want to appear suspicious, but I have the oddest feeling that something very peculiar is going on here.
Why would you say a thing like that?
I think an explanation is coming.
Well, let's have it. You know, this is all very easy to... No, it isn't easy. It isn't easy at all.
I mean to get to the bottom of this, and my name isn't Casimir H. J. Hardwell. Now, how is it that you're all named Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr.?
Good question.
And I demand a good answer.
Any volunteers?
Yeah, Mr. Hardwell, would you believe it if I told you that Casimir H. Prohaski, Jr. is a very common name in this neighborhood?
No. Would you believe it if I told you? And naturally you wouldn't. Nobody's that foolish.
Oh, look, Mr. Gillis, Dobie, Maynard, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but we have been caught. So let's just give up and...
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. You mean this is a chick you paid me $25 to play up to?
Yep.
Well, keep your dough. This I do for nothing.
Now, wait a minute.
I mean that hair, them eyes, that build.
Please, Mr. Prohaski.
Them legs, them teeth, that skin.
Please, Mr. Prohaski, go on.
Put them all together, Doc, and...
They spell mother.
They spell, what are you doing later tonight, kid? They got a hot bossa nova band at the Peabody Roof.
I'd love to.
Miss Imogene, he hasn't even asked you.
He will.
You bet I'm asking.
I'm accepting.
Miss Imogene, what about the demonstration tickets? They're all paid for.
I'm sorry, Clinton, but it's a little too little and much too late. Besides, I've never danced the bossa nova with anyone named Casimir H. Prohaski.
Junior.
Well, son, we got her a fella.
And a live one.
Well, I never.
Well, I never either. Hey, Dope, you want to go downtown with me and watch them paint white lines down the middle of the street?
No, thanks, Maynard.
Oh, they ain't painting regular white lines this time. They're painting green lines.
Maynard.
And it's real easy to do. You see what they do is an ice cream truck loose with the pistachio tank leaking.
Hey, Maynard, I deeply appreciate your effort to include me in your highbrow cultural recreation.
Mon pleasure, monsieur.
But I have a date with Nancy Sue, my intended.
Your intended? You ain't never going to marry her, Dope, until her sister gets married, which is probably never even longer.
That's how much you know about it. Dr. Burkhardt has blossomed into one of the most popular women in her age bracket. Now she can get a man just like that.
And that's how she dumps him, too. Just like that.
But what about Mr. Prohaski, the milkman?
She dumped him for Simon LaBouche, the used car salesman.
Well, what about him?
Him she dumped for Armando Scampi, the saxophone player. Or was it the dentist? Sheldon Ellen Bogan, DDS.
Nancy Sue, you mean?
I mean now that she's such a smash with all the men, she's decided to play the field.
But that means she won't get married for years.
True. After all this time, she's sowing her wild oats.
She better hurry, because when you reach September, the wild oats dwindle down to a precious few.
Well, you know something, Dobie?
Yeah, what, my beloved?
I think she's got the right idea.
Uh-oh, Dobe, here it comes.
Maynard, please. Nancy Sue, don't make jokes. You love me and I love you.
Not so fast, Dobie. I'm not so sure anymore.
Yup, this is it, Dobe. Just watch.
Maynard, butt out. Nancy Sue, you're kidding, of course. Aren't you?
You're a nice boy and all that, but I think I need time to look around. So goodbye.
Bingo, that was it.
Ready, little sister? I've got a couple of live ones lined up for us at the Peabody roof. We're going dancing. No offense, Dobie.
But Nancy Sue, what about us? What about...
Oh, cheer up, good buddy. You still got me.
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so.
And mine, Set of Parsnips, bringing to you the event that women everywhere have been waiting for. The world premiere of that epic of epics, Blood, Sand, and Minestrone. Oh, here she comes. One of the gorgeous stars of the movie, Miss Gina Lola Lasagna. Gina! Oh, Gina! It's Seta, darling. Gina! Here I am, dear. Oh, you're looking lovely, darling. Gina, do you have a word for your fans?
Oh, take my word for it, that it's going to be a great moon picture. Wait until you see my leading man. What a doll, baby. The greatest invention since pasta fazool with the mushroom sauce. Yummy.
Thank you, Miss Gina Lola Lasagna. Isn't she the sweetest thing? And as American as apple pie. Wait. Here comes the other exciting star of the movie. That man of the hour, of the century. The most romantic lover to hit the screen since Rudolph Valentino or Peter Lawford. Our newest, most dashing symbol of exciting masculine sex appeal.
You rang? This is a love symbol better known as Cupid. And this is a love symbol better known as candy. And this is also a love symbol better known as, are you ready for this? Maynard G. Krebs. Kind of shakes your faith in American womanhood, doesn't it? No offense, Maynard. Where did it all start? In Professor Guildenstern's biology class one day. How did it all start? With two simple but significant words.
Like a Gesundheit. No, Mr. Krebs, I did not sneeze. What I said was ovibus moscatus.
Sounds like a sneeze to me, like Gesundheit.
Thank you, Maynard.
You're like welcome, Dobe.
Mr. Gillis, you didn't sneeze either.
Just saving up the like Gesundheits for a rainy day, sir.
Like good thinking, Dobe.
I thank you, Maynard.
Like you're welcome, Dobe.
Like goodbye, all. Back, all of you. For a moment there, I was tempted to run away and hide from your eager, trouble-making faces. But I was drawn back by some strange, irresistible force.
Like your salary.
Like you. I thank you, my dear fans. Now, where was I?
Back there by your desk, one step back, a little bit to the left.
Mr. Krebs, do you want to take charge of this class?
Oh, my pleasure. Class dismissed, everybody.
Sit down. On your chair. I think that I could have gone into some nice, pleasant profession like rolling drunks. But away with fantasy. Back to the grim world of biology. Now, this is the ovibus moschatus, better known as the muskox. Mr. Gillis, can you describe him?
Well, Rock Hudson, he ain't.
No, don't laugh. Mr. Gillis, whom I like to regard as the blind marksman of Biology 3, has by the wildest of miracles hit the nail right on the head. The crucial fact about the muskox is indeed that Rock Hudson he ain't.
Man, I made it G. Krebs he ain't.
Incredible but true. In fact, the male musk ox is so ugly that not even the female musk ox can stand the sight of him.
But how, Professor Guildenstern?
But how indeed? How does the musk ox attract his mate? He attracts her by the overpowering aroma of musk. One sniff and she's a goner. Now, what do we learn from this fact?
If you're a lady musk ox, don't inhale.
It teaches us that each of nature's creatures has its special way of attracting the opposite sex.
What he said.
Now, this is my colleague, the late Dr. Rosencrantz. He devoted his life to the development of an aroma based on musk that would lure animals from the jungle for use in the zoos. He died in the attempt, poor chap. Whilst on safari in Africa, he accidentally spilt some of the stuff on himself and was trampled to death by a lovesick lady hippopotamus.
I can laugh.
We buried him on the lonely slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro in a manila envelope.
Saddest story I ever heard.
Yes, poor Professor Rosencrantz. He gave up his life for science.
No, poor lady hippopotamus. She never got the fellow she was after.
This is the only remaining sample of Professor Rosencrantz's formula captured from the lovesick hippopotamus. It has defied all attempts at chemical analysis and therefore cannot be duplicated. Still smells like burning rubber.
Poor lady hippopotamus.
Maynard.
3,000 pounds of ugly loneliness.
Mr. Krebs.
3,000 pounds of lonely ugliness?
Mr. Krebs. Several thousand seconds of peace and quiet. Here, class dismissed.
Hey, Dope, let's go have lunch. The only thing I had to eat since breakfast is 7 or 8 in-between meal snacks.
Maynard, that's snacks. We're not having lunch together because A, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, and B, I have a previous engagement, and C, what the heck is that?
I think they call it hair tonic.
Hair tonic? For you, Maynard?
No, for my hair.
Maynard, you met a girl and you're gonna start combing your hair.
I am?
You are.
I ain't.
You ain't?
Like, wow, that love affair didn't last too long.
Maynard.
That's me. Love him and leave him. A real Casablanca.
Maynard, that's Casanova. Never mind.
I'm using this goo on a kind of Dean Magruder. He said if I don't quit having my hair in my eyes and bumping into people and falling downstairs, he's going to kick me out of school. It's greasy kid stuff.
Made out of greasy kids.
How'd you know? How I look now. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
It's miserable.
Yeah, it's miserable and goodbye.
Don't agree so fast and goodbye.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Burning sneakers, soles, and laces. Yummy.
Triple hot fudge sundae with pecans and chopped ham. How yummy.
Yeah, enjoy it, my lovely Amazon. They're, small.
Oh, I really shouldn't. The track coach says my form is off a little.
What your track coach doesn't know about form, it fill volume. Maraschino, my fair Amelia, just the thing to give a Sunday class.
Dobie, do you smell something strange?
Yeah, like somebody set fire to an old inner tube.
No, it's the call of the wild. Glorioski, it makes me feel tingly all over.
Yes, I often have that effect on girls. It's a dangerous power, but some of us must live with it.
It's coming closer. It's so wild, and savage, and primitive.
You growl?
Did you ever hear the saying three's a crowd?
No, how does it go? Hum me a few bars and I'll fake it.
Look, man.
But it sounds like a good idea. Hey, chick, why don't you like Flake Off?
No, don't send me away. No, please. Anything but that. My caveman, my great jungle beast.
Hey, Dobie, you went and finally done it. You found the cookiest tomato in a basket.
Masterful, so dominating.
So like help.
Amelia, let go of Maynard. It's not nice to put him on like that.
I'll never let you go, you magnificent creature.
Yeah, Amelia, stop making fun of Maynard. He can't help it if he has no appeal to women.
I'm mad for you, Maynard. Mad. Do you hear?
I hear.
Kiss me.
I don't hear.
You must kiss me. You must.
Will you give me a nickel?
I'll give you $1, $100, anything.
Okay. No chiseling. A nickel, that's my bottom offer.
Yes, anything.
Now, just a darn minute. What do you think you're doing?
Any more questions, Bubblehead? Come on, Tiger. There's a full moon tonight, and we're gonna howl.
Hey, Dobe, will you call my mother and tell her I'll be late for dinner?
Oh, hi, Dad. You saw?
I saw.
You believed?
I believe. No, who can believe a thing like that? What we just saw was an optical illusion.
Good. I'm glad it didn't really happen because I just hate maraschino cherries. So there I stood, charming, debonair, and shot down in flames, while Maynard galloped off, or vice versa, with that fine, sturdy hunk of girl. I was in what might be called a total funk. I mean, how was I supposed to know that Maynard was loaded with some nutty aroma that sent girls straight to Apeville? Why, I kept asking myself. Why? Then I got a sensible, intelligent, well-reasoned answer.
That girl is out of her cotton-picking head. She is a nut.
Do you really think that's it, Dad?
It's gotta be. Look, son, there are millions of girls running around in this world at a rough estimate, and by a mere law of chance, one comes along who is as drippy as that Drip Maynard. Get it?
Got it.
Good. One girl out of all those millions, why, another one like her won't show up in 1,000 years.
I saw him first. He's mine.
Hey, Dobie, please call my mother again because I think I'm going to be late for breakfast, too.
What do you think, Dad? Is that girl out of her cotton-picking head?
No, she ain't.
Then what's the answer?
We are out of our cotton-picking heads. Sam Hill is that Professor Guildenstern. He better hurry up and get here and examine my head quick before I grab a fast freight for the frenzy factory.
And I'll be in the caboose behind you.
Now stop acting silly, both of you. There's a perfectly logical explanation for what happened.
But you didn't see it when either way those girls went charging after him. It was like the Battle of Pork Chop Hill.
And Maynard was a pork chop. I tell you, Mom, it was spooky.
Now simmer down. The reason that the girls were mobbing Maynard is as clear as the beard on his chin. It must have been a sorority initiation.
A sorority initiation?
Yeah, sure, Dad. That's it. They had to kiss and hug Maynard so they could get into a sorority.
Oh, come on. Nobody'd want to get into a sorority that bad.
They do even tougher things, Dad.
Tougher than kissing Maynard? Well, then we weren't seeing things. The old bulb hasn't gone dim after all.
Of course not. You're both as healthy and normal as anybody in town.
Hey, you hear that, son? We're healthy.
Yeah, we're normal.
Like help, like assistance, like help.
Dream boy, love a man, play with me anywhere, everywhere, forever.
But you were standing at the old lady, all set to marry that nice-looking fella.
Never heard of the bum. You I want, you adorable, cuddly little chipmunk.
But you're gonna miss the wedding, and all those hundreds of folks are waiting.
Let him wait for good. I'm after you, baby.
Like help, like assistance, like help.
Miss, may I ask you a question?
Look at him, isn't he superb?
Are you trying to get into a sorority?
Oh, who's got time for such foolishness when there's stuff like him running around loose? Lover, come back. I'll never let him go. Never.
There, dear, you'll get over him.
Never.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. G. Dobe G, Mr. G.
They came and got her.
Yeah, that's all right, Maynard. We did it out of common decency.
Right, we do it for anybody who was being chased by a nutty dame like that. Oh.
Not me. I did it because I wanted to mother him myself.
Oh, no.
Maynard, you are the cutest, cuddliest little fella that I ever met in my entire life. Kitty, kitty, coo.
Minnie.
Kitty, kitty, coo.
Mom.
Kitty, kitty, coo.
Anybody.
All right. The building doesn't have to fall on me. I finally figured out what was going on. Maynard had developed a mysterious attraction that made women go as ding-dong as midnight in a clock shop. It was a bewildering, terrifying, shocking power, and boy, I wish I had it. But at that moment, our problem was Maynard. We said to ourselves, how can we protect him? How can we guide him? How can we help him?
How can we make a buck off him?
And at a time like this, how can you think of such things?
For a money grubber like him, it's easy.
Thank you, Maynard. Now, let's figure this thing out logical. Any time a dame, young, old, or even Winnie's age, no offense, dear, gets close to Maynard here, she throws the swingin'est conniption since Francis X. Bushman was, I got it, that's it. Kid, shake hands with your agent.
Agent? What does a fellow who collects petrified frogs and tinfoil need with an agent?
What petrified frogs and tinfoil? I'm taking this kid to Hollywood. I'm gonna make him the biggest thing to hit the movie theater since buttered popcorn. Maynard, baby, a star is born. What do you say to that?
Oh, boy, buttered popcorn.
No, Maynard, your name up in lights.
Where?
In front of every theater in the country. The words no woman can resist.
3 dishes.
No.
Bingo tonight.
Oh, Maynard G. Krabs.
Hey, that's me.
Maynard, we can do it in no time at all. Oh, I can see it now. Your name up in lights.
Dad, you've got to be kidding. How can you make a big movie star out of a dud like Maynard? No offense, Maynard.
My name up in lights. Where?
Let's put it this way. With my talent for promotion and Maynard's face... let's put it this way. With my talent for promotion and Maynard's personality... No, let's put it this way. I should have never thought of it in the first place. I must have been out of my mind.
Let me put it this way. You were.
Put my name up in lights.
Where?
Oh, hello, everybody. Maynard, how nice to see you. Kitchy, kitchy, coo. Oh, I just can't resist the impulse. I've got to mother him.
Dear. I'll get away from that altar again. Get your hands off him, sister. I saw him first. Isn't he adorable?
Maynard is a Hollywood love symbol? Yeah.
With my name up in lights.
Where? So that's how come we decided to take Maynard to Hollywood and make a big smash movie star out of him. Well, it's possible. Look at Trigger. Now, this is glamorous Hollywood. This is the glamorous studio where we took Maynard.
Are you sure baby got started this way?
Never mind. We'll get in there to see Crumley some way. After all, he's the head man.
Hey, why don't you put a hat on and sneak in the office disguised as a human being? Or do like you did last Christmas.
Hey, Maynard, forget it. I did.
No, look, we won't do anything carny. After all, I am a respected independent retail merchant, highly respected in my community, and I intend to walk in there in a stately, dignified, respectable manner.
Yeah, I gotta find a new Rudolph Valentino for this next Gina Lola lasagna picture. I tell you, JT, if I don't dig one up right away, it'll cost me $8 million. A whole lifetime of work down the drain. I'll be back in the chicken plucking business, ruined. Otherwise, everything's fine. Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, I'll see you at the club, JT.
I beg your pardon, sir, but by an odd
Who the
coincidence,
blazes are you? And whatever the answer is, out you bum.
Hold it. It just so happens that the bum you were shoving around is Herbert T. Gillis.
So?
And so the bum who happens to be Herbert T. Gillis also happens to represent the love symbol you were looking for, the new Rudolph Valentino.
Well, you got a client with oomph?
Oomph? Mr. Crumley. Women take one look at him and you'd think it was feeding time at the zoo.
All right, Gillis, I'll take a look at him. You got exactly 3 minutes, and he better be great.
Trust me, Crummy, old man, trust me.
The last man that called me Crummy got fired on the spot, and he was a relative. Now bring in this new Valentino.
Yes, sir. On the double, sir. Come on in, dollface. You'd better sit down for this. You're not as young as you used to be, and his sheer animal magnetism is going to knock you right off your feet. So hold on to something, because here he is, in person, Mr. Dynamite.
Hey, you got a corner I can sleep in?
I pushed.
This is the new Valentino?
How does he look to you?
The old one looked better, and he's been dead over 30 years. Out, you phony, out. And take this sideshow with you, out.
Now, just a minute. He isn't the handsomest man in the world, that I'll admit.
So will I.
So will I.
And when it comes to muscles, he isn't exactly Tarzan.
When it comes to muscles, he isn't even Jane.
Oh, that's the screwy part of it. You see, to men he looks like a mere slice of nothing, but to women he's the greatest thing since George accounts.
Yes, they find me quite adorable.
Who left the cookie corral open? This is the nuttiest story Yes. Miss Lola Lasagna's here? Ask her to wait just a minute while I get rid of Brainless Incorporated and his partner.
Now, just a minute. Why not send this Lollapalooza dame in here and watch what happens when she sees him?
Absolutely not. Out of the question.
What have you got to lose?
No.
$8 million?
No.
A lifetime of work down the drain?
No.
Back to the chicken plucking business?
Send her in. All right, Gillis, I'll take a chance, but I'm warning you.
No, don't warn me. Warn her. She's liable to come charging in here like a raging beast. You better get ready to grab her in case she gets violent. I understand these Italian girls are kind of impulsive. She is Italian, isn't she?
Well, not exactly. Her agent's Italian.
You happen to have a crowbar handy.
A crowbar?
Yeah, sometimes it takes leverage to pry them loose. Get ready. She may spring like a tiger.
Come in.
Watch it now. She's gonna pounce.
Who's it gonna what? I give up. What do you are?
Gillis. I don't know. It was working great a couple of days ago. Come on, Maynard. Turn on the old pizzazz. Give her one of those long, hot, smoldering looks and do something.
Like right, one long, hot, smoldering look coming up.
What's the matter, kid? You eating something or making you sick?
That does it. Just a minute here, just a minute. There's something fishy going on. Are you sure you're a woman? And I withdraw the question.
Very polite, your producership. I mean, you shoved us around and you messed up my hair. And us romantic beau bummels hate being slobs.
I ain't got enough trouble with you two creeps. Now that rubber boot factory next door has to start burning last year's leftovers. What a stench. Out, out, out!
Oh, now, just a minute. Control yourself. Slow down.
In.
What?
Woo! Kiss me, my beautiful antipasto.
Will you give me a nickel?
A nickel? I give you my Oscar, Miami.
Miami? Oh, I'd rather have Cleveland. That's a town in Indiana.
Any questions? Gina, what are you doing? Are you going off your rocker? Gina! What's the matter with you? Why are you kissing a silly kid?
What are you talking, silly kid? This little raviolis are going to be my new leading man.
Atta girl, Loli.
Hold it.
The only thing I hold is him. If you don't get him for Lola Lasagna, you don't get Lola Lasagna.
Ready to talk business, crummy old pal?
Crummy? What a cheap, chiseling... Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, that's what I like to hear, partner.
Partner?
You heard of the man, Waldo.
Let's make that junior partner.
Now listen.
You heard of the man, Waldo.
Yeah, I heard of the man, the Waldo. What was so bad about the chicken plucking business?
So Maynard was on his way to becoming a famous movie star. But first he had to learn how to act. So they enrolled him in acting school. In no time at all, he learned to portray all the important emotions like anger and hate and love and fright.
Man, I was really frightened.
And then, of course, there were important interviews with the press and dinners and luncheons and parties. Now, do you think that through all this, Maynard would ever change from the sweet, simple fellow we all knew and loved?
You bet your suede shoes I would, Chicky baby.
Mr. Krebs, this is Miss
Oh,
Sarah.
I'm always like honored to be one of my loyal fans, Crummy baby. If you want to kiss me, it's going to cost you a nickel.
Mr. Krebs, that's no way to talk to this lady. This is Miss Sarah Parsnips, the world-renowned movie columnist. She is...
Mind your own business, Crumley. Who's running this interview? Here's your nickel, Mr. Krebs, and lots of extras.
Hold it.
It's amazing. Wait till I tell my readers about this. Maynard G. Krebs can stop a pack of stampeding girls with a word, a look. Such animal power. He is indeed a man for the ages.
Yes, I am quite adorable.
Well, Maynard's movie was finally finished, and his publicity got bigger and wilder. The premiere was sold out for weeks in advance, thanks to Seta Parsnips and 372 other lady columnists who flipped regularly over him once a day in print. Now, for those of you who tuned in late, that's how we started this story. We were at the premiere, see, and Miss Seta Parsnips was waiting for Maynard to arrive. Then Maynard got there and set all those female hearts aflutter. So that's where we were up to. With the help of the police riot squad and a special detachment from the National Guard, we finally got Maynard away from his fans, and they all went into the theater to see the movie. We stayed outside to wait for their reaction. Of course, there was nothing to worry about, especially when it came to the women. With Maynard in the starring part, they would have gone wig over a movie about the care and feeding of the water buffalo. Yes, we couldn't miss.
We missed.
You mean I ain't a smash?
What you are is a bomb.
Yeah, I did hear some booing.
Yeah, but I heard a lot of people applauding.
They're applauding the booing. We're ruined.
I don't understand it. When they see him in the flesh, he kills them.
Yeah, but when they see him on the screen, he's a dud.
Yeah, he does seem to lose something in the translation.
It's almost like you gotta smell him to love him.
They're gonna walk out of there like somebody hollered women and children first.
No, they won't. Maynard'll stop him.
Like how?
Like with force, raw animal magnetism. Dominate him like you did back in the office.
That's right. They'll do anything I tell them. It's like a magical power. I'll go in there and order them to love the movie.
Right, so don't just stand there, move.
Right, but first I gotta comb my hair. I mean, Slobsville is behind me.
Oh, we got no time for that foolishness. Come on and get in there.
My hair tonic, it's...
Never mind that stop. Buy you a barrel of it.
Yes, sir, your clearanship. Like stop. I, your honored love symbol, command you.
No talent bum has been, never was, stale pizza.
Hey, like flip, Mr. G. Every bone is broken in my body or bent.
Later, Maynard.
Yeah, much later. We got a lot of thinking to do, son. Where do we make our mistake?
Beats me.
Maybe we should have made the picture in smell-o-vision.
Maynard, either say something sensible or keep your silly notions to yourself. Smell-o-vision.
The wackiest thing I ever heard, smell-o-vision.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, you put it on. Wait. You mean the women pounced on him, chased him around, tried to kiss him?
Yeah, we couldn't get rid of him. It was awful.
Oh, not so awful. I collected over 200 nickels.
You know, that's exactly the way Professor Rosencrantz musk-ox aroma would have worked. Oh, no, it's impossible.
Remember what you always told us, Professor. Nothing is impossible.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah. Well, come on, Maynard. Goodbye, Professor.
Smell of burning rubber seems to have disappeared. Oh, well, of course, you never can trust the muskox. Such unstable creatures. Girls, don't you notice anything? Girls. Girls, inhale. Huh? Inhale.
No, he's not.
Yes, I am.
Same here. And it's all just sitting there asking to be taken. 2,500 for you, 2,500 for me. Now, what do you say?
He's out.
Yeah. 2,500 apiece, Gillis.
You're wasting your time.
2,500 for one job and our troubles are over. Now, what do you say?
No.
Oh, see, you're talking to Dobie Gillis, not some crooked bum.
You're sure we could get away with it?
Absolutely.
I'll do it.
Partner.
Oh, what do you know? He is a crooked bum.
Just saw Dobie Gillis, clean-cut all-American youth turned criminal. But before you judge me, there are some things you ought to know about how I came to such a pass. And after you've heard my story, maybe you'll find it in your heart to say I was not all to blame. As is often the case in a tragedy like this, much of the responsibility for the individual's downfall rests squarely on the shoulders of society itself.
High society, Gillis, the highest. Rich people, Gillis, the richest.
Of course.
That is what makes the Osborne Charity Bazaar the most glittering affair of the season.
I know.
That is why I'm calling on you and your friend Greg's here.
I think that's Krebs, your bazaar ship, Maynard G. Krebs.
We're honored and flattered, Mrs. Osborne.
Not so fast, Gillis. Guess I have you are not one.
Like true or like two?
Each year, I invite you peasants from the neighborhood to help with the Osborne Charity Bazaar. I do this so that you may, well, shall we say, contribute.
Shall we say work cheap?
Oh, silent, you ragamuffin, until I can find some proper work for you. Chatsworth, these two young peasants have contributed their rather limited talents. Will you find them an easy task for this afternoon?
Certainly, Mumsy. Hi, how do we do? Hello, Krebs.
Hi, Chatsworth.
I didn't know you two were interested in charity.
Oh, yeah, give me some. I'll take anything you got.
Krebs, you have an absolutely smashing wit, and I just thought of a job that you were positively born for.
I'll take it.
A bullseye, Mumsy.
A target like that, who could miss? A pace that launched 1,000 pies.
Please, the job is yours, Krebs.
Oh, no, not until we talk money.
Maynard, this is for charity.
No, he's right. What do you think is fair, boy?
$15, and that's my highest offer.
Don't move, boy. I've got a meringue here that has your name right on it.
Dobie, over here. I've got a special job for you.
Good. I hope it's a little neater than that.
Gillis, baby, you're reading my mind. What I've got for you is the neatest.
Good. What is it?
It's a little deal I'd like you to pull with me.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm critically short of funds, and I think I have a way that we can pick up a very nice piece of change.
You're short of funds?
Shh. Yes, I'm overdrawn on my allowance for the next 273 months. I can handle my creditors, but if Mumsy finds out...
Yeah, just answer me one question. Is it honest or dishonest?
A little of both.
It's dishonest.
It's dishonest.
Then forget it, Chatsworth. There's more to life than money.
What's your language, Gillis, or Mumsy will wash out your mouth with greenbacks?
No, Chatsworth, I'm serious. The things that really count are, well, a clean conscience and an open heart and love and truth and beauty.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I'm Chatsworth cousin Pamela Osborne, and I'm selling kisses.
I'm Dobie Gillis, and I'll buy a dozen.
You're cute.
Pamela, are you engaged or married or anything?
No, Dobie.
Then I'm yours. Come with me, my love.
Just a minute, Pamela.
I can't right now, Dobie. I have to help get the bazaar ready. But I'll be free later this afternoon.
It's a date, then.
With all due respect to your normally impeccable tastes, Pamela, I feel there's something I must point out.
I'll meet you right here, Dobie.
Gillis is a good fellow in his way, but he's hardly from our set.
I'll be here.
He is, in fact, a peasant.
I'll be waiting for you.
And a pauper to boot.
It'll seem like an eternity, but then I'll spend the rest of time at your side.
You see, Pamela, that's exactly my point. When Gillis here uses the word spend, he refers exclusively to time, which is all he's got.
Until then, Dobie dear.
Until then.
For one date with you, he'd have to put himself in hock to somebody for the rest of his life, and... What am I fighting? What a perfectly marvelous idea.
Hey, come on, Dub, let's go. We don't want to miss lunch.
Miss lunch?
Yeah, catch them pies to your mouth is like hungry work.
Just a minute, friends. You want to talk about it now?
Talk about what?
You know, my little deal.
Chatsworth, I already said no.
But it's all changed now.
How?
Well, you've got a date with my cousin, right?
My Pamela, the loveliest girl in the world.
Also the most expensive. Well, don't you see, Gillis? You're going to need money, fellow. Big money. Large, important amount.
I know, Chatsworth, and I'll get my own from my own legitimate sources.
Attaboy, good buddy.
Like exactly where, old chap?
Like exactly he's going to knock over a filling station, right?
Wrong. Like exactly I'm going to my father.
Your father,
Mr. G?
All right, I know he's stingy about little things, but this is the most important afternoon of my life. My whole future's at stake. At a time like this, do you honestly think he'd refuse me like some tightwad cheapskate?
Of course I ain't going to refuse you like some tightwad cheapskate, son.
Gee, thanks, Dad.
No, son, I'm going to refuse you for your own good like a never-loving father should.
Dad.
Why do you think it's easy for me to turn you down like this?
Yep.
Maynard, butt out. No, there's nothing I'd like better than to hand you that dough and say, go on out and have a good time, but I can't. I got to save you from yourself. Why, suppose I was to give you that $50 just like that.
Try me, try me.
No, son. It's the first handout that ruins you. Oh, you gotta watch out for that first step down. It's a doozy.
But all
so
I
I give you the $50, and you go out on the town, start living it up with this rich young chick you're trying to impress. Easy come, easy go. The first thing you know, you're back again. Only this time it's 100. Then $200, $300, $400 at a crack. Now you're living high on the hog, boy. It's gotten under your skin. The bright lights, the easy money, the fast buck. You start running around with the international set. New York, London, Paris, Monte Carlo, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Duluth, running up big debts, picking up big tabs.
Him? Oh, come now.
Why, before you know it, you're in over your head. Your poor old dad can't help you now. You're looking for real dough hanging around the tracks, haunting the gambling casinos. Why, you get in deeper and deeper, 400, 500, 600 grand. Finally, you're desperate. You do anything to get money. And that's just the kind of a guy they are looking for.
They?
The big boys, the international swindlers, the big capers, the big payoffs.
Oh, come off it, Dad.
Oh, it ain't altogether your fault, son. You ain't really bad. You're just weak.
I'll buy that.
You want to turn down that evil, ill-gotten loot, but you can't.
that. You need it. You're in too deep. Why, you've sold your soul for a mess of pottage.
Hey, what's the going price for a mess of pottage?
Once you bargain with the devil, you are in trouble. Oh, you can twist and you can squirm, but you can't get off the hook.
Poor Dobe, like, wow is he?
No, boy, I can't do that to no son of mine just because I didn't have the strength of character to turn him down on the first easy buck. No, sir, son, I can't do it to you, and that's why I ain't going to give you the $50.
Figures.
What figures? What can't you do to your son, Herbert?
Dad can't lend me the money I need for the most important date of my life.
Oh, and why not, Herbert?
Don't make him go through it again, Mrs. G. It's too scary.
Are you a little short of cash, dear?
That ain't the point. It's for his own good. He's got to learn he can't spend money he didn't earn.
But I'm sure he'll pay it back, won't you, Dobie?
Sure.
See, Herbert, how much do you want, dear? $4 or $5?
50.
Your father's right, dear. It's for your own good.
Then the answer is no.
That's right, son, and you know why.
You're too cheap.
Right, Maynard.
My father's a hard man.
What your father is mean and rotten.
I'm doomed. No money, no bazaar, no Pamela.
It took him 4 minutes and 12 seconds to turn you down, Dobie-Doo. What held him up?
Wasn't you listening? Mr. G pulled a switch.
You mean when you asked for the money, he said yes?
No, he figured out a new way to say no.
Very funny.
Well, you gotta admit, Dobe, it's the cleverest way he's ever said no to you in a long time.
Then, as I understand the situation, you're still hurting for the old greenie.
Now, look, Chatsworth, I'm in no mood to be gloated over.
Who's gloating? Ho, ho, ho.
And I'm not interested in any shady deal.
Oh, don't be so touchy, Gillis. Look, my cousin Pamela likes you. Why, I must admit in all candor, I can't imagine. But you're young, you're smitten, and there's a bazaar to be enjoyed. Now, is there any reason why you can't go and have fun?
Yeah, money. You really ain't listening.
What's this, Chatsworth?
Money, Dobe, money. Land of Goshen. Am I the only one paying attention?
I thought you were short.
I am. I still have a little chicken feed.
Some chicken feed. So what's the catch?
No catch. Just a friendly little loan. Pay me back when you have it.
You hear that, Dobe? He never wants to see it again.
Chatsworth, I'm on to you. You've got some evil scheme going.
All right. If you feel that way about it, I'll tell Pamela you can't make it.
Huh?
Well, if you don't have any money, you can't go to the bazaar. And if you don't go to the bazaar, you don't see Pamela.
And if I don't see Pamela, my life is over. Thanks, Chatsworth. I'll pay this back the very first chance I get.
Yes, I know you will, Dobie-Doo. I know you will.
So I took the money from Chatsworth. It was against my better judgment, but let's face it. When you're in love with a Pamela Osborne, who can afford better judgment? I was almost positive Chatsworth had something crooked up his sleeve. But I was absolutely positive I could handle it. That shows you how much I knew. I mean, what he had up his sleeve, the United Nations couldn't handle. The low-down rat was out to empty my pockets so I'd be so broke that I'd have to go along with his crooked scheme. Just watch what an oily operator he is.
I know, Pamela. Greetings, Dobie-Doo. How many raffle tickets do you want? They're ridiculously inexpensive.
I'll take 5.
They're $5 each.
I'll take none.
You'll take none?
Yeah, I'll take 5. So in 2 minutes, half my money was gone. It became immediately apparent to my lightning brain that if I was going to get through the rest of the afternoon on the remaining $25, I'd have to stay out of Chatsworth's crooked clutches. Right this way, my dear.
Going somewhere, Dobie-Doo.
Oh, hi, Chatsworth. Pamela and I were going to take a little stroll down by the lake.
What? Miss the auction?
That was the idea. What? Yeah, I mean, good idea. I love auctions.
Good. Let's go.
What have I bid for this early American sampler, hand-crocheted by an early American?
Chatsworth, get this straight. This date is me and Pamela, just us two.
Just us what?
2.
2? The gentleman bids $2.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, that's right, I heard him, Mr. Auctioneer. He bids 2.
All right, $2. Do I hear $3? The gentleman bids $2.
$2. Chatsworth, that monstrosity isn't worth 5 cents.
How many cents?
5.
$5.
Hey, hold. Right, he bid 5. I heard him. Everybody heard him. Right, everybody?
$5 bid. Do I hear 6?
Chatsworth, I'm not going to take any more of this. I've had plenty.
You've had what, Gillis, baby?
Plenty.
$20 bid. Going once for $20? Going twice?
But
you what, Dobie-Doo?
Sold for $20 to the gentleman with the pale green complexion.
$5 left. 5 lousy dollars between me and bankruptcy. I had to get Pamela away from that bazaar before Chatsworth slickered me out of that. And I figured out a very clever way to do it.
Climb over the fence, whatever for, Dobie Gillis.
Exercise, Pamela, my sweet. We can use the exercise.
If it's exercise you want, come with me. Gillis here wants to buy a pie for the lady.
A pie for the lady.
Yeah, look,
How
Mrs.
much?
Osborne.
$1.
How much with whipped cream?
$2.
How much with maraschino cherries?
$3.
Look,
$3. How much have you got left, baby?
Well, $5.
Good. He'll take 2 and owe us $1.
Yeah, nothing personal, Maynard, but I might as well get my money's worth.
Anytime, Dobe. What are friends for?
There, wasn't that fun, you free-spending rascal, you?
Yeah, fun.
Next is the raffle drawing, and I want you to pay close attention, Dobie-Doo. Very close attention as to how it's run.
Chatsworth, I've seen hundreds of raffle drawings in my life.
Not like this one, Dobie-Doo. Not like this one. Ta-ta, and careful watching.
Chatsworth was right. I never had seen a raffle drawing like this one. Nobody had. Because it was this raffle drawing, this innocent little game, that started me on the way to my meeting with the devil. Now follow Chatsworth's advice and watch carefully, and you'll see what I mean.
Attention, attention, everyone. Come on, rally round. This is the big raffle drawing. Have your ticket stubs ready. We will draw 1 ticket from the basket. We will wait 30 seconds to see if the winner is present. If not, I'll have another ticket drawn.
Dobie, dear, what number do we have?
Number 822 through 826. Hey, what if we won?
It would be divine.
That's the word, divine.
Remember, the winner has his choice of the beautiful Super Fiasco 8 Sports Roadster or $5,000, whichever gives him the better tax break.
The prize has been donated by Mumsy, who is Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr.
Thank you for the plug. All right, boy, draw. All right, what is it? Well, what's the number? 547. Have we a winner? Number 547.
Oh, dear, and I felt so lucky today.
Me too.
Well, tomorrow's another day.
Pamela.
We'll buy a whole bunch of tickets so we're sure to win.
Yeah, about tomorrow.
Darling, we'll do it all over again. And
yeah.
the day after, we'll charter a cruiser and take a mad bunch to the island for a picnic. Oh, and don't forget the reservations at the Peabody Roof for our Junior League benefit.
Benefits, yeah.
Darling, you are such fun.
Yes, always.
Tell me it'll never stop.
Never.
Tell me you'll always be this wild and generous and charming.
Always.
Till tomorrow, then, you crazy, wonderful boy.
I don't know about wonderful, but crazy I'll buy.
Maynard, if you can't be constructive, just be quiet.
Okay, so you told me you had a lot of money. Is that so bad?
Well, it'll do for now.
Why don't you make a clean chest of it?
Huh?
I mean, go back to the bazaar and tell her you're broke, and then you can point out all the other fine qualities you have.
Yeah, sure. I can say that.
Yeah, sure. Just tell her you're in big trouble.
No, I don't know what to do. Maynard, how can I get hold of some money?
Why don't you knock over a filling station?
Maynard.
You got a better plan?
No, I might as well admit it. I've come to the end of the line. The situation's hopeless.
On the contrary, Gillis, on the contrary.
Chatsworth.
You could use a little money, if I'm not mistaken.
In a word, yes. Could you maybe see your way clear to another loan, old buddy?
In a word, old buddy, no.
However, you've got a crooked deal.
Precisely.
Don't listen to him.
Chatsworth, I can't.
Yes, you can, and you will. Well, look, you have no choice. And it's stunningly simple. Here, what's the number of that raffle ticket?
926. Why?
It's your ticket, and it's the winner.
The winner? How do you know?
Because I am the one who draws the tickets, remember? Well, you saw how it works. Mumsy holds out the basket, I pick a number and tell her what it is.
And no matter what number you draw, you say it's 926.
Right. Brilliant, no?
Crooked, yes.
Oh, don't be such a sober-sides, Gillis. We split the $5,000 prize and everybody's happy. After all, it's only Osborne money. What difference does it make if it goes to the only legitimate pauper at the bazaar?
Don't do it, Dobe. I got a feeling there's a catch in it.
A catch? What catch? It was a booby trap. This was the kind of problem that could turn a strong man into a quivering wreck. On the one hand was the tempter, with an intelligent, reasonable, sensible argument.
They'll never catch us.
On the other hand was the stern voice of conscience.
You gotta watch that first step down, son. It's a doozy.
What am I talking about, a problem? Dad made so much sense that the answer was obvious. Nothing could stop me from walking the straight, narrow, honest path. Not even Pamela's blue eyes and golden hair and soft skin and lovely face, and I just thought of something that's going to stop me from walking the straight, narrow, and honest path.
You're a good boy, Gillis.
You're a crooked bum, Gillis. Maynard, please.
Oh, now cheer up, Dobie-Doo. It's not the end of the world. We'll just make this one big strike and never again.
One strike and never again.
Now, don't lose that ticket. And here, this is every last cent I have for your expenses.
Yeah, for lawyers and bail.
A funny thing happened to me on my way to perdition. Once I'd sold out, once I'd committed myself to this dastardly plot, I found I could go about my business with an icy detachment. I was absolutely nerveless, calm, calculating, cool as a cucumber.
Relax, Gillis, baby. Relax. Get a grip on yourself. It's almost raffle time. You will be alert, won't you?
I'm alert.
Yes, I knew you would be. Well, good luck. Not that you'll need it.
Dobie, dear, you and Cousin Chatsworth are thick as thieves, aren't you?
Thieves? Who's... Oh, yes. We're pretty close friends, yes.
Odd. You're such different types. I mean, you're so honest and clean living. The type who would never sell his soul for a mess of pottage.
Now, wait a minute. Oh, well, I'm only human. I've got my weaknesses.
Perhaps. But giving up everything for easy money isn't one of them. But then a fine, decent boy like you wouldn't know about such things.
Want to bet?
I mean, it's positively terrifying how desperate for the almighty dollar some people get. How low they can sink. The horrible and evil things they do. By the way they act, you'd think that the devil himself was tempting them. This crummy, broken-down dump is where you were brought up? Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, indeed. The result of 35 years of honest, back-breaking toil by my honest, back-breaking parents. Mom, Dad, come down here. They haven't seen me in years, not since I ran off with the money in the cookie jar. This will be a delightful surprise for them.
Did you want something, sir?
It's me, Dobie, your rich, successful, international playboy son.
Why, so it is. You did very well with that money that you filched from the cookie jar, didn't you, dear?
Of course. That's why I can afford these lavish, expensive gifts.
But there was only $3.27 in that cookie jar.
That was only the beginning. From there, I moved up to stealing from widows and orphans. I had them sleeping in the streets. It was a sight to behold.
That's how you make your money, huh?
Doesn't everybody?
Young lady, do you approve of this?
I require money. It's not my concern how he gets it. Dobie, give me $100 bill. I want to polish my jewelry.
And all these years I've been wondering whatever happened to the $3.27 I left in the cookie jar.
Well, I had to get out on my own sometime.
So that's how it all started, huh?
Relax, Dad. I'll pay you back.
This is our son. And out, you no good crook, out.
Dobie, you had better leave.
I'm rich. I can give you anything.
Anything but your soul.
Mom, Dad, please don't treat me this way. I'll make it up to you. I'll change.
It's too late.
Take your ill-got plunder and go.
Wait, it's not too late. I see the light.
Well, who is it?
They call me by many names. Let us just say, an old friend.
I'm sorry, young man, but the store is closed, so if you kindly...
This won't take long. I have an appointment with my friend here.
Chatsworth, no. Go away. Leave me alone.
Oh, come now, Gillis, baby. Surely you haven't forgotten what day this is.
Chatsworth, please.
It's the anniversary of the bazaar. Remember? No. It's the anniversary of the day we made our little deal. And it's time for you to settle up. We're down.
Can I see you in the office?
No, Gillis, the time is now. You got what you wanted. All the money in the world. Now you pay.
Mom, Dad, make him stop.
Oh, come on, Gillis. Pay.
I made one little mistake, one little deal.
Gillis.
I'll get back the money. I'll do anything. Do you hear anything?
You should have thought of that before you took your first step down.
No. Dad, help. No, it's not worth it.
Dobie, are you all right?
Am I all right?
Well, you look like you've just seen a ghost.
Who squealed? Who? Oh, no, I'm fine.
All right, everyone, rally round again. This will be our second and final big raffle drawing.
Yeah, fine. Just peachy.
Oh, I'm so excited. Aunt Clarissa's going to draw the winning ticket.
All right, raffle fans, this is the moment. Draw. All right, what's the number? Well, speak up. What's the number? 926. 926, have we a winner?
926. Dobie, you got it.
No.
But it is, look, 926. Go up and get the prize, darling.
No, Pamela, it's not worth it.
It's what?
My mind's made up.
Dobie, will you get up there?
There are more important things than money, like honesty and decency and clean living.
Number 926. 926. You have only 5 seconds more, and I'll draw another number.
Dobie, I can't believe it. You're going to throw away that money.
I have to do it, Pamela. I have to do it.
Time's up. Somebody goofed. Let's draw another number. What number was that? What was the number? Oh, 445. 445 is the winner. Hey!
Look, Pamela, this is going to be hard to explain.
Especially to somebody outside the medical profession like me.
Just let me say I did it for both of us.
Dobie.
I mean, I want you more than life itself.
Dobie.
Not at the expense of my soul. I mean, you wouldn't want a man who was an empty, rotten shell, would you?
I also wouldn't want a man who was flat broke. Goodbye, Dobie. I'm sure you can find help someplace. Let us hope.
Pamela.
These problems can be worked out. Ooh, a real nut.
Pamela.
Dobie! Dobie do! Oh, Dobie do! Over here, Dobie how?
Hey, what's going on here?
This ruffian has had my arm in a hammerlock for the last 15 minutes. That's what.
Maynard, why?
I did it for your own good, Dobe.
For my own good?
Yeah, I figured if you went through with that crooked raffle, it'd ruin your life. So I held him at Chatsworth till it was over.
Busybody.
So you made Chatsworth miss... He missed the drawing? Then they actually drew number 926. Maynard, I owe you an apology.
Me, Dobe? How come?
I'm ashamed of the rotten, low-down trick Chatsworth and I were planning to pull.
I don't feel bad, Dobe.
But I do.
You can't help it if you're rotten and low down.
You saved Chatsworth and me from a mistake that could have ruined our lives, and I don't know how I'll ever repay you.
You don't? I do, good buddy.
You do?
Sure.
শাড়ি শাড়ি কেন?
আমি কি তোরে কিছু দিতে পারি না?
এমনি করে টাকা খরচ করলে টাকা জমাইবা কেমনে?
দূর, একটা শাড়ির আর কতই দাম।
শাড়িটা কিন্তু সুন্দর আছে।
আচ্ছা, একটু পরে দেখা না।
আরেকদিন পরবো।
কি কস? পর না, তোরা অনেকদিন শাড়িতে দেখি না। রাবেয়া, রাবেয়া,
খুলতেছি।
ঘুমাইছো?
অনেকক্ষণ আগেই ঘুমাইছে।
বাজার
মা, এত বাজার কেন আনছো?
না, এত বাজার কই? ঘরে একটা নতুন মানুষ আসতেছে না, ওর জন্য খাওয়ান দরকার আছে না।
রাক্ষসের মতো খাইবো তো সবাই, এত বাজার করে লইছো?
আরে না, রাক্ষসের কিছু নাই। যাও, বাজারটা রাখো। আমি চিন্তা করছি কি, ধার কর্জ করে হইলেও টাকা পয়সা জমা একটা সেকেন্ড হ্যান্ড মোটরসাইকেল কিনবো।
মোটরসাইকেল কেন?
আরে ভাড়ায় গাড়ি চালায় খুব একটা লাভ হয় না, এদিকে তেলের দাম বাড়তি, তারপরে যে চাকরিটা করি সেখানে তো টাকা পয়সা খুব বেশি দেয় না, ঘরে একটা নতুন মানুষ এসেছে। আমি যদি এই চাকরিটা ছাইরা যদি বাইক রাইড সারাদিন করি তখন কিছু টাকা আসবো, ভালো হইব না?
দেখো যত যাই কও, চাকরির কিন্তু একটা নিশ্চিত ইনকাম আছে, সেটা কমই হোক। চাকরিটা ছেড়ে দিয়ে কি ঠিক হইব?
তাও ঠিক, কিন্তু এই যে ঘরে একটা নতুন মানুষ এসেছে, একটু নতুন করে চিন্তা করতে হবে না? টাকা পয়সা লাগবে তো।
জানি না, সেটা করো ভাইবে চিন্তা কইরো।
আচ্ছা তুমি অত চিন্তা করো না, এটা তো এখনই কিনতেছি না, টাকা জমাতে তো একটা সময় লাগবে, তাও ধরো 6-7 মাস তো লাগবেই। তারপরে রফিকরে কইছি যে যখন মোটরসাইকেল কিনবো তখন কিছু টাকা ধার দিতে, ও রাজি হয়েছে, মিলাজুলা একটা কিছু হইব। আচ্ছা বাদ দাও, এই
শাড়ি? শাড়ি কেন?
আমি কি তোরে কিছু দিতে পারি না?
এমনি করে টাকা খরচ করলে টাকা জমাইবা কেমনে?
দূর, একটা শাড়ির আর কতই দাম।
শাড়িটা কিন্তু সুন্দর আছে।
পছন্দ হয়েছে তো? আচ্ছা একটু পরে দেখা না।
আরেকদিন পরবো।
কি কস, পর না, তোরা অনেকদিন শাড়িতে দেখি না।
শরীরটা ভালো লাগতেছে না।
বেশি খারাপ লাগতেছে?
আরেকদিন পরে দেখা।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, তাহলে খাবার দে। ও কি খাইছে? কি রে বাপ, আরে কি মশা রে।
Và tiếp theo thì mình sẽ cất cái màu xanh lá cây này đi. Và mình sẽ dùng màu xanh nước biển để tô tiếp nhé.
আপনি এখান থেকে চলে যান।
লাইলি, তুমি না আমারে বলছিলে আমারে না পাইলে তুমি ব্রেক দিয়ে আমার নাম লিখে হাত কাটবা। আজকে তোমারে না পাইলে আমি হাত কাটবো, তোমার নাম লিখবো হাতে আমি।
আরে পাগল নাকি? কি করবে লাগছে?
লাইলি, তোমার সাথে একটু কথা ছিল।
আপনার সাথে কোনো কথা বলবেন না। হাই লাইলি।
লাইলি প্লিজ 1 মিনিট।
আপনি বুঝতেছেন না কেন ভাইয়া? বলছি না ও কথা বলবে না। 2 দিন পর ওর বিয়ে, ওর মতো থাকতে দেন।
লাইলি, আমার ভুল হয়েছে, আমি আমার ভুল বুঝতে পারছি। দেখো গত কয়েকদিন ধরে আমি কিচ্ছু করতে পারছি না, পারতেছি ঘুমাইতে, না পারতেছি কিছু করতে। আমি তোমার সাথে অনেকবার দেখা করতে চাইছি, আমি পারি নাই, আমাকে দেখা করতে দেয়া হয় নাই। আমি তোমাকে ভালোবাসি লাইলি।
আপনি হাঁচে আমারে ভালোবাসেন?
নিজের থেকেও বেশি।
তাহলে আমি যা কমু তা শুনবেন?
অবশ্যই। কি করতে হবে বলো?
আপনি আমার পিছন পিছন ঘোরা বন্ধ করে দিবেন।
লাইলি কি বলতেছে এসব?
আপনি তো আমারে কইছেন আমি আমার ইজ্জত খোয়াইছি, লগে আমার পরিবারের ইজ্জতও খোয়াইছি। আমার আব্বাই ছেলে পক্ষের কথা দিয়ে দিচ্ছে, আব্বারে তো আর ছোট করুন না, নিজের যথেষ্ট ছোট করছি। আব্বার ইজ্জতে কোনো দাগ দেব না।
হ্যালো,
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাইজান।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।
আমি নীলের আম্মা কইতাছি।
আপা আমি জানি আপনি কি কইবেন, আমার কিছু করার নাই। আমি লাইলিরে জিগাইয়া সবকিছু ঠিক করছি।
ভাইজান কইতেছিলাম কি, আপনি লাইলির বাবা, দিন শেষে আপনার মেয়ে সুখটা আপনার কাছে বড়। কিন্তু ভাইজান লাইলি আমার পোলাটারে ভালোবাসে, আমার পোলাটাও লাইলিরে ভালোবাসে। কিন্তু আপনি যদি লাইলির অন্যখানে বিয়া শাদী দিয়ে দেন তাইলে তো ওরা কেউই সুখী হইব না।
আপা আপনি কি আমার বাংলা সিনেমা চৌধুরী সাহেব মনে করছেন? হাত পা বাইন্দা আমি আমার মায়ের বিয়া দিতেছি? আমি যা কিছু করছি ওরে জিগাই করছি।
ভাই সাহেব, আমার ছেলেটা লালিরে সত্যি খুব ভালোবাসে। আপনি দেখেন আমার পোলাটা আপনার মেয়েরা অনেক সুখে রাখবো। আপনি যদি লাস্টে একবার যদি ভাইবা দেখতেন।
আপা আমি অনেক ব্যস্ত, এখন রাখি। আপনি আমার মাইয়াটার জন্য দোয়া করেন, আমি আপনার পোলার জন্য দোয়া করি। আল্লাহ হাফেজ।
দেখ লাইলির আজ কি সুন্দর লাগতেছে।
হ্যাঁ বহুত সুন্দর লাগতেছে,
সাইটাগুলো মানাইছে।
আরে আপনি এখানে চোখেন কিভাবে? বাইগান বাইগান কইতাছি।
লাইলি তোমার সাথে একটু কথা ছিল।
আপনার সাথে আমার কোনো কথা নাই কা, আপনি এখান থেকে চলে যান।
লাইলি, তুমি না আমারে বলছিলে আমারে না পাইলে তুমি ব্রেক দিয়ে আমার নাম লিখে হাত কাটবা। আজকে তোমারে না পাইলে আমি হাত কাটবো, তোমার নাম লিখবো হাতে আমি।
আরে পাগল নাকি? কি করবে লাগছে? এখানে কে আছে? মামা, আরে মামা, মামা, মামা।
এসব করার কাম নাই, আপনি এখান থেকে যান গা।
এই চাংরা পোলা, এত ড্রামা শুরু করছো কে? পুলিশ ডাকো।
আপনি যারে খুশি তারে ডাকেন মামা, আমি লাইলির সাথে বাঁচবো না।
তখন তো খুব কইছিলা লাইলি একটা নাটক বাজ, ওই খালি নাটক করে বেড়ায়। হ্যাঁ, ওর লগে মজা লওয়া যায়, ওর লগে প্রেম করা যায় না, ওরা বিয়া করুম না। আরে এখন কইতাছো ওরা ছাড়া আমি বাঁচুম না? না, হ্যাঁ, এসব নাটক বন্ধ করো।
বিশ্বাস করেন আমি কোনো মজা নিতে আসি নাই। আমি সত্যি সত্যি লাইলি তোমার নাম লিখবো এবং ব্লেড দিয়ে না, সত্যি রক্ত জলের নাম লিখবো।
লাইলে তুই রাজি হয়ে যা, ওসমান ছেলেটা এরকম পাগলামি করতেছে, আপনার গাইটা লাইব। এমনি কিন্তু ছেলেটা ভালো আছে, তুই রাজি হইলে সবকিছু ঠিকঠাক হয়ে যাব। আমি দুলা বাইরে সামলাইতেছি, তুই কোনো চিন্তা করিস না, ঠিক আছে? রাজি আছিস না? আরে রাজি হয়ে যা, আমার না করিস না, ভালো আছে ছেলেটা।
লাইলি আমি দিলাম কিন্তু
কি হয়েছে এত গন্ডগোল খেলা?
দুলাভাই নাম গো লাইলি, বুঝছেন? আরে পছন্দ করে, আরো হবে লেগে নিলয় এলাকার ছেলে, ও আমার ওরে পছন্দ করে।
কি কইলি?
দুইজন পছন্দ করে দুলাভাই। দুলাভাই আপনি যদি সম্মতি দিতেন তাহলে ওকে বিয়াটা করা দিতে পারতেন।
চুপ কর, তুই কি চাস? ও বুঝছি।
দুলাভাই আপনি রাজি হয়ে যান, সমস্যা নাই। বুঝেন না কেন দুজন পছন্দ করে, বুঝছেন না? যদি ভাইয়াটাই যায় তাহলে তো আমার সমস্যা, মহল্লায় চেহারা দেওয়া কেমনে? আপনি রাজি হয়ে যান, আপনি আমি ওইদিকে সামলান, আমি ওইদিকে ওখানে দেখতেছি। ভাই আপনি চালান।
আচ্ছা
আরে যান তাড়াতাড়ি, এত চিন্তা করেন না তো।
হ্যাঁ কও, নাইলে কিন্তু কাটুন। হ্যাঁ কও।
সমস্যা কি তোমার? শেষ পর্যন্ত তুমি ঘুড়ি মাস্টার ব্লেড লাইলির কাছে ধরা পড়লা।
হ্যাঁ, ঘুড়ি মাস্টার ব্লেড লাইলির কাছে হাইরে গেছে।
Cái phần gai của con nhím này nó có những cái phần nó nhọn nhọn thì nó khá là khó, nên là các bạn nhớ là phải cẩn thận khi mà tô nha. Mình vừa dùng xong màu tím để tô bức tranh rồi. Và tiếp theo thì mình sẽ tô bông hoa mà chú nhí mình đang cầm nhá. Mình sẽ dùng màu đỏ để tô cánh hoa và chú nhí mình đang cầm trước nha. Và đây là màu đỏ của mình. Ok, mình đã dùng xong màu đỏ để tô cánh hoa rồi nha. Và tiếp theo thì mình sẽ lấy